Following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
The monkey is off the back. All toes are on the ground. 22 stops in 22.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
And Rattler just barrels over a defender and goes Superman at the 32-yard line.
Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden.
Been caught in the middle of the end zone in the back corner. It's Cooper Jones, and it's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Kit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Bullard Construction.
And Howe says they have the football. Howe has the football.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse.
Haley's going to keep it up the middle. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Austin Haley, who usually does it with his arm, does it with his feet.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
The Howe Bulldogs are looking to do what no team has done in 7 years, beat the Gunter Tigers in a district game. It was, in fact, the Howe Bulldogs that last did that. But since then, the Tigers have become the most feared football program in the 3A Division II state of Texas. Prior to the season, this game was to be a yawner to anyone outside of the Howe locker room. But the Dogs are coming off a smashing of Leonard and are the Padilla Poll 3A Division II Team of the Week in Texas after starting 5-1. Gunter will treat this as the district championship. Howe's just happy to be here. It's 39th ranked Howe at number 1 ranked Gunter, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric tailgate party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric tailgate party. Let's join Monty Walker with this week's Senior Spotlight. The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Bryce Crosby, defensive end. Bryce, favorite teacher?
I would have to say Miss Nail.
Everybody says that, or almost everybody. Okay, favorite coach?
That's a hard one. I would have to say, I guess Coach Brian, because he brought me back into the program.
How big was the win last week over Leonard?
It was huge. We were not expected to win at all, and then we just ate them up.
You're a senior. You're in a leadership role. Guys like Bo Stevens feed off your emotion. Does that put any pressure on you?
It definitely puts some pressure on me, considering that a lot of times I do mess up. But yeah.
You have made such an impact on defense this year. What has been the difference from this year and years past?
I think some of it has to do with coaching. Some of it has to do with, really all it has to do with is everybody's bought in to Coach Brian and all the coaching that we have right now. Everybody's bought in and really committed to what we're doing here.
During the offseason, Coach Brian came in and found you. What was his message to you?
I think his message to me was really just that it would be a better decision for me to be here, and I could also help him out.
Gunter is ranked number 1. The last district loss they had was 7 years ago in Howe, 2015. What's going to take to beat the number 1 team?
It's going to take us all buying in. It's really going to – we've been focused all week. Everybody's been really anticipating this game because, I mean, it's a really big game. And I just think if we all buy in, put all our effort in, then we'll come out good.
Teams are going to start trying to get in your head a little bit and make you get personal fouls. Can you keep your composure knowing that's what they're trying to do?
Yes, especially knowing when they want to do that. I won't let them do it, but sometimes I come off the rails a little bit.
That is Bryce Crosby. We say he plays with his hair on fire. That's your senior defensive end and your senior spotlight.
The Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Blake the Blizzard Burnett for today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup. Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the District 8 3A Division II Roundup. As we started district play last Friday, we thought we would have 2 good games in the district, but that wasn't the case. We only had one competitive game, and that was the number 1 ranked team in the state, the Gunter Tigers, beating the number 5 ranked team in the state, the Bells Panthers, 24-14. Both teams showed up and played a great game last Friday. Gunter was starting to have nightmares of the slot T again that beat them in the state title game a year ago with Franklin, but played great on defense in the second half to close out the game against Bells and get the W. The second game that we thought would be close was the Howe versus Leonard game, where Howe just punched Leonard in the mouth and never looked back as they ended up winning 34-3. Howe showed that they belong by beating a team that always makes the playoffs, and the fans now have high hopes for the rest of the season, as they finally won a district game where they had lost their last 16 district games. Blue Ridge took care of Lone Oak pretty easily. Lone Oak made it a game for a quarter, but then Blue Ridge started hitting their stride in the last 3 quarters to win 37-6. The games we have tonight are big. We will start with the only game that puts 2 winners from last week up against each other, and that is the Gunter Tigers hosting the Howe Bulldogs, both coming off victories. Gunter is 6-0 and Howe is 5-1. Fun fact about this game, that is Gunter's last district loss came against Howe on October 9, 2015. Gunter has now won 38 district games in a row since then. Howe looks to ruin the homecoming tonight in Gunter. The next game that I will keep my eyes on is the Blue Ridge versus the Bells Panthers. But if you blink, you might miss this one because there will be little clock stoppages. Both teams run unique styles, but neither throw the ball a lot. Bells playing Gunter last week will help them because Blue Ridge runs the same pistol-style downhill run game that Gunter does. Blue Ridge will have their hands full with the slot T of Bells. Leonard and Lone Oak is the last game of the night. Both teams coming off pretty bad losses. They both look to get their first win in the district. Should be a really hard-fought contest and come down to the wire at the end of the game. Could see a special team play making the difference in this one. Everyone traveling out to the game, have a safe travels and hope for no injuries throughout these 3 games in the district. Adios.
Today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Welcome to the Linda Hamill Insurance Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach, big time win last week over the Leonard Tigers. Dominated really in all aspects of the game, and you were fired up after that win.
Definitely. They were picked to beat us in every poll, and we felt like we've proved that we're a good team over these last several weeks, and I still feel like to some degree we're still getting pinned as an underdog or we're overachieving or something like that. And we've talked a lot about a team that we don't think we're an underdog or overachieving. We think we're doing exactly what we could do. And, in that game, last Friday night, obviously that was a huge one for both of us, playoffs on the line. And, they're a good team, and they went 3 rounds deep last year. So it was a big test for us. And, we knew that if we went out and played really well, we had a chance to, get up on them early and often. And, their defense was a really strong unit, and we knew that going in. And they have a lot of really talented guys playing defense. And so we challenged our defense to be the better unit. And so we really got, in their heads all week about how they needed to perform and how, the offense is going to be able to do their thing. But, when you're facing a strong defense, you just never know if they're going to be able to stifle, the offense or not. And so we needed our defense to step up and make a lot of big plays. And those guys did just that. And so, I was really proud of our kids and how they performed. And, they rose to the challenge. And, they've rose to a lot this year. But, that was obviously a little bit more on the line when it comes to being a district game.
Well, you talked a little bit about the defense there. Allowed only 27 yards rushing last week. First time that's happened since 2017. Didn't allow a touchdown. That's the first time that's happened since the same game in 2017. I would imagine there's a lot of confidence on that side of the ball.
There is. We feel like as the season has progressed, we think that we've, fixed some flaws that we have. And we always talk about how we don't think we're perfect ever. And so we had some tweaks and some things that we did a little bit differently that week. And, an extra week of preparation, obviously helps. And, coming up as a defensive guy and Coach Harvey and I working together, the last couple of years, we really are able to bounce ideas off each other. And Coach Graham and Coach Moss are great additions to that kind of brain trust that we have on defense. And so the 4 of us together really were able to kind of zone in on a game plan and what we felt we really needed to try to take away from them. But drawing stuff on a board and is great, and there's a lot of smart coaches when it comes to talking, but you got to get kids to be able to do it, and it's credit to the kids. They really came out and they established a line of scrimmage, and whenever you're physically dominant up front against an offensive line that was really big and had some good size, our kids really came to play, and we're really proud of them.
Offensively, kind of the same game plan, it seemed. A lot of heavy dose of Antoine Rattler on the ground, and then Haley picks apart the defense with an array of receivers. Talk about the offense.
We definitely try to be balanced, and I've said it multiple times. We're going to run it, we're going to throw it. We're going to do both. And I think last week was the first time we've actually thrown for more yards, or maybe only the second time of the season we've thrown for more yards than we've run it. And so, we're going to be balanced, but balance just means that we're going to try to do both, and we're going to take what the defense gives us. And we knew that they were good on defense, and so we couldn't just lock in on doing just one thing over and over again. We knew they were going to have a plan to take that away. And so, being able to spread the ball around, kind of keeps the other team on their toes and not able to just, completely try to take away one guy or one aspect of our game. And so, Haley's a great operator in doing that. I wouldn't call him a game manager because he's more electric than that, but he's definitely a guy that understands the offense and knows how to spread the ball around. And, Coach Cater and the offensive staff had a really good plan going in. And again, 2 weeks, to prepare for somebody definitely helps. And so, it was good to see us be able to spread the ball around and, move the ball down the field in multiple ways.
So beginning of the season, you had Luciano Vasquez, and you had Seth Goolsby penciled in as your tackles. They have injuries, and then Roman Garbrandt steps up as a sophomore, and he's playing tackle, and he's out of the country, and now Jesus Garcia gets his first start. Talk about Jesus and him being able to step up.
Unfortunately, injuries are just part of the game, and they're going to happen, unfortunately. And and that's one person's misfortune is another person's opportunity. And so we not that we make light of a guy getting hurt, but we do have to get another guy ready to go, and that guy has to be ready. And Roman was ready when his number was called, and Jesus is one of those guys that's been a guy that has gone all around the offensive line. He's learned every position. He's paid his dues. He's worked really, really hard. And when the moment came up, we felt as coaches we were like, we're going to be fine. Like Jesus is ready to roll. Like he knows everything that we're doing, and he works really hard. And so whenever we got into the week, as coaches, normally you would say your left tackle's out, like and it's panic mode, but we weren't in panic at all. We had all the confidence in the world in Jesus, and he actually went out and he graded out as one of our top offensive linemen last week. He had 0 busts, and he made a lot of great blocks, and he did a lot of good stuff. But it's really just a credit to him being ready when his number was called.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
All right, Coach, fall break. Good thing or bad thing?
There's some good parts about it. With the kids, we don't have to worry about school, and we get to practice earlier in the morning when it's a little bit cooler and do some things like that. There's definitely, some challenges that come with that, with not being in school, whenever you're trying to, get players together in practices and trips and whatnot. And so there is a challenge, but, we try to make the most of it. We always try to say everything's to our advantage, no matter what it is. And so I think we made the most of it. We were able to, focus a little bit more on film and do some more stuff with our guys and get them out a little earlier and try to keep them a little bit more fresh. And it almost felt like a bye week in a weird way. And obviously it's not a bye week, playing the number 1 team in the state. It's no bye week. But, it was nice to have, those guys come in early and be able to get out, early and coaches kind of recharge a little bit. It's kind of a unique deal. I haven't experienced a fall break very many times.
Very diplomatic. All right, the Gunter Tigers, number 1 ranked team in the state. They haven't lost a district game since going back to 2015 when they lost it here at Bulldog Stadium. A lot of things have happened since that 2015 night. They've gone on to state championship games are the real deal. Matt Stepp has now picked them by 35 to beat Howe. How do you stop them?
The biggest thing is that they're a great team. There's no hiding that. They've been ranked number 1, and they're ranked number 1 for a reason. They're really, really good. One of the things that we've talked to our kids a lot about is we can't make them even bigger than they are. They're the Gunter Tigers. They're not the Dallas Cowboys. Right. They're a high school team just like we are, and so we can't make them out to be the boogeyman or anything like that. And so we've definitely got to step up our game and come to play. And they're going to have a great plan, and they do a great job. Fazell's done a great job there for a long time. Their biggest thing is they want to establish a run. And it's not that they won't throw the ball and do that effectively, they will, but, they kind of have an old school mentality. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. They're going to try to run it, down your throat. They do kind of a combination of some flex bone stuff, some wing tee principles, and then they jump into spread every once in a while. So they kind of have like a multifaceted offensive approach, but it all boils down to they're going to try to establish a running game. And so, we definitely have to do a good job trying to limit that.
Well, now that they have Bells out of the way, I would imagine that they're going to look at this game as perhaps the district championship. I know Blue Ridge is going to have something to say about that also down the road, perhaps. I think you're going to get everything out of the cooler that they had. Do you expect to see that?
I would say this. We've been picked to get last. We've been picked to be underdogs in almost every single game. So this feels like where we always are. So I'm going to assume everybody's just going to keep thinking that, and hopefully we can just keep proving people wrong. But I definitely know that those guys don't take anybody lightly, and so I know they're not going to take us lightly. And so they're going to have a game plan ready to stop what we do and try to get after us. And we're going to have the same. And so I'm looking forward to a good game, and hopefully we can, that's a big spread, and that's kind of a slap in our face. We feel like we've done some good stuff, but when you're facing the number one team, they're going to get the respect that they've earned too. And so if we want to get more respect, we're going to have to play well against a team like them.
So another huge crowd expected. Your kids have played really well, and this will be an overcrowded game Friday night. How do you think they respond to that kind of atmosphere?
They're a great team, and obviously their fans are going to come out and support their kids, and we feel like we've got a great team too, and so our fans have traveled really well, and they've been really supportive of us, and our kids really feed off that. Our student section goes crazy every game, and that's a lot of those guys, like we do off season together, and so a lot of our football guys have lifted and sweated with those guys, and so there's a lot of camaraderie amongst the student section and the football team, and so I know those guys are going to be loud and crazy. We've tried to build up every game as a big game, just because when you haven't won games in a couple years, every chance at a victory is a big game, and we just take that same approach. No matter who we're playing. Obviously we're playing number one, but it's a big game. It was a big game last week. It was a big game the week before, and so we try to build it up that way every week. So we're not trying to get up and down and kind of have a roller coaster of emotion. We just build every game up as a big one, and obviously this is a big one this week.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Linda Hamill Insurance. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 4-7-1 in games played on October the 14th. The first game was played in 1938 when Howe rallied for 2 scores in the second half to tie Whitesboro 12-12 at Bulldog Stadium. In 1943, Howe was blanked 6-0 by the Sherman B team, and in 1948 beat Gunter 25-0. In 1966, Howe lost at Leonard 23-8, and in 1977 lost to Pilot Point 21-8 at home. Pottsboro edged out Howe on this date in 1983 by a score of 7-6 at Bulldog Stadium in an Alfred Morris versus Randy Gear rushing contest. In 1988, Howe won 21-14 at Pottsboro when Adam Coffey broke free for a 14-yard touchdown to seal the victory. In 1994, Howe blanked Leonard 28-0 as Brent Strawn rushed for 2 touchdowns. In 1999, Howe won at rival Van Alstyne 27-17 with Trevor Stevens hauling in 2 touchdown passes from Ryan Johnson. In 2005, Howe lost at Anna 41-7, and in 2011 lost at Boyd 55-6. The last game played on this date was in 2016 when the Bulldogs lost a heartbreaker in Van Alstyne 39-36 as time mysteriously ran off the clock at the end of the game. Howe dominated the Gunter series in the early years, and Gunter has dominated the series recently. Overall, the Bulldogs have 18 wins to 14 for the Tigers. This series dates back to the first ever Howe season in 1935. In that first game, Howe took a 31-6 win as Billy Bryant Cloud scored 3 touchdowns. The Bulldogs won the first 12 games of the series before Gunter finally took down the Dogs in 1958 in 8-man football by a score of 42-0. Howe, though, started a 5-game winning streak the next year that lasted until the year 2000. That year, Gunter started an 11-game winning streak over Howe that finally ended in 2015 when the Dogs won at home 21-19. But Gunter has won the last 2 matchups in 2016 and 2017 and have not lost a district game since that night in 2015.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
Matthews on the draw and the delay. Look out. He's got the 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race. Jaden Matthews is going to win this race. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 62 yards. Carr rolling out right side, wanting to throw but pressured, and now throws it on the run, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Nick Wilson up to the 10 and out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And Howe has defeated Gunter.
It was on October 9th, 2015. It was the last time Gunter lost a district game. And now, here we are 7 years later. A player on that Bulldog team is now a coach on this Bulldog team. Could it happen again?
Hammering it down is LeCook in the right corner of the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by Austin Haley. 9 yards deep in the near corner of the end zone.
This is a big one. The Gunter Tigers are perennial guests at the season-ending ball. But Cinderella has a date.
How your Bulldogs have gone from 0-10 to watch us win. Cinderella, you have a date next week.
Tonight,
Howe, with a dogmatic resurrection, will strap on the crisp, clean road whites and perform an attempted color revolution in District 8-3A. Tonight, the black and white all-out assault offense meets the great blue wall. Can the Bulldogs make it an October to remember? We're about to find out.
Tristan Williams comes up with the interception. Adds another score with 10 seconds left to go in the third. It's 33-3.
It's time to see if the shoe fits. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Gunter Tigers. Here we go. Live from Preston Road in Gunter, Texas. This is Bulldogs football.
Today's Scene Setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well. Good evening, everyone. We're outdoors at Gunter Tiger Stadium. Monty Walker to my left is Justin White. To his left is Blake Burnett, the Blizzard, our statistician. Down on the field tonight for the moment is Jake Roberts, and he'll be giving us the scenery here in just a few moments. It's a big crowd. You know, tonight's one of those where if you're the Howe Bulldogs, you're not favored to win. Nobody thinks you can win. You can play with your hair on fire, and it just doesn't matter, Justin.
Gunter or Howe has nothing to lose tonight. I mean, like you said, they're not favored. They're expected to go down. Gunter's got the homecoming crowd here, so Howe is yet another homecoming opponent. I saw that a lot last year. So they've got nothing to lose here, so they can play as loose as they want, as you said, hair on fire, and see if they can pull out the upset, see if they can slay the Giant tonight.
A friend of mine, Greg Masters, he's the father of former Bulldog Brent Masters, asked me today on Twitter, hey, what's the spread on tonight's game? And I said, it's about 35 points past Goliath. Because, hey, you're talking about the number one team in the state of Texas, and the Gunter Tigers, a great program over here. Their head coach has been here forever, since 2007. He's 184-29.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive. We'll go over his credentials later, but right now let's talk down on the sidelines to, Jake Roberts. I was thinking Caroline, but it's Jake down there for the moment, and tell us about the atmosphere. Paint the picture for us.
Man, it's a fantastic feel down here. I'm excited for this game. Real good Friday night lights feel. The weather is fantastic. It was a little windy earlier, but the wind calmed down, and it's perfect weather for football. I'm really excited for this.
Talk about the field and what it looks like. What are we looking at?
It's a pretty nice turf. I'm standing here about the 35. Hold on, I'm going to face this way towards y'all. I'm standing here at about the 35-yard line, going towards the scoreboard, and it's a pretty nice field. The turf, pretty good, and yeah.
Yeah, it's the scoreboard is on our left, so we're on the visitors' side over here. The scoreboard on our left, which is the south end of the field, and looks like the Howe Bulldogs have their school song going. This is a very tight crowd tonight. Not a big, it's a big crowd, but the bleachers are very small. It's going to be SRO, and if you know what that is, that's standing room only.
Yeah, and it goes wide. It didn't go very high up, so there's not only about 6-7 rows, and it goes kind of wide, but the band's taking up a lot of it too. So
let's hear from the Blizzard for the first time tonight. You may have a lot of, you don't do the pencil whole thing with the stats. You do it on computer, but you might be a little bit busy typing that on that laptop tonight.
Yeah, I believe that Gunter runs the ball with about 8 different kids, and they all get downhill fast. Could be typing a lot tonight. But I expect Howe's offense to be explosive in this game as well and move the ball. And Austin Haley should throw for a lot of yards tonight for Howe.
Let's go over your hit exterior starting lineups. Let's go over the Howe Bulldogs offense. Left tackle Jesus Garcia got the first start of his career a week ago. Did so well, he's going to start again tonight, even though Roman Garbrandt is back in town. Left guard Aiden Burris, the All-District honorable mention
Center is Malin Walker, a 3-year starter. The right guard, Brody McCollum, and the right tackle is Michael Riddle. The wideout to the left is Ryan Huff. He has 11 catches for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver split out wide right is Cooper Jones, 19 catches, 411 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He also has 14 rushes for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns out of the Wild Dog for the most part. Colin Murphy on the slot, 14 catches, 166 yards. And Braden Ulmer on the other slot, 14 catches, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. The tailback is Antoine Rattler, 103 carries, 723 yards. That's 7.02 per pop, 8 touchdowns. He also has caught 4 balls for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. The starting quarterback is Austin Haley. He's a second-team All-District quarterback a year ago. He's the all-time leading passer in every category you can think of. This year, 68 out of 101, 3 interceptions, 1,167 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's also improved the run game dramatically this year. 44 rushes for 348 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground. Career-wise, he's 355 for 627, 22 interceptions, and 5,167 yards, 47 touchdowns. He needs 3 to hit the 50 mark, and we'll see if he can do that tonight, Justin.
All right, let's go over the Gunter Tiger defense. They run a 4-3 defense. Starting on the defensive line, number 40 is senior Trey Walton. 44, Trey Walton.
4-4 defense.
4-4, I'm sorry.
We're doing hand signals up here behind the scenes, sorry.
Number 40, let's start over. Number 40, Trey Walton, the defensive end. Carter Layton, 23, a junior, defensive tackle. Other defensive tackle is Mason Peacock, a senior, and then also a junior defensive end, Braden Hinton. At outside linebacker is Ethan Sloan, the senior, Ashton Bennett at middle linebacker, and then Ivy Hillman, a senior also at linebacker. In the secondary, Kay Dotson, a junior, Colin Peacock, a free safety, Adam Reed, a strong safety, he's a senior, and then the other cornerback, a junior, Cannon Limburg.
Jake Roberts probably needs to head to center court and let them know that he's going to be in the coin toss. Let's go over the defense for the Howe Bulldogs. Up front, Tank Turner, the sophomore, 31 tackles. The nose guard, Malin Walker, junior, 42 tackles, 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. And the defensive end, Bryce Crosby, 43 tackles, 6 sacks. It's 11 tackles for loss. He's just been outstanding on defense so far in 2022. The outside backers, Bo Stevens leads the team in tackles. He's a sophomore, 65 on the season, 11 tackles for loss. Cooper Jones on the other side outside, 24 tackles, 1 interception. That one went to the house. The inside backers, Braden Ulmer, a sophomore, and I think it'll be Antoine Rattler perhaps, or maybe Aiden Burris getting the start at the other inside backer, because Carson Daniels is going to have to miss the first half due to the personal foul a week ago. It's very unfortunate. The cornerbacks tonight, Tristan Williams, who had a pick a few weeks back. He's a sophomore. Garen Langford, a sophomore, 23 tackles on the year. And the safeties, Austin Haley and Matt Hayes, but you'll see a lot of Colin Murphy in that Murphy zone, and he has 34 tackles. That's your hit exterior starting lineup for the defense.
All right, forward the Gunter offense. On that offensive line at left tackle, 6'4", 215 pounds, Mason Peacock, a senior. At left guard is Nolan Backcheese. At center is a sophomore Luke Bullard. At right guard is Nick Bullard. And then at right tackle, 6'3", 210 pounds, senior Jack St. Clair. Wide receivers for Gunter, Cannon Limburg, a junior. Wide receiver Dakota Lowry. At slot receiver is Ivy Hellman, 32 carries for 301 yards.
There come the Gunter Tigers through the tunnel on the far side. Got a little bit of a horn over there.
Yeah, it is. Here, I'll finish up real quick. Ethan Sloan, the other slot receiver. Running back Ashton Bennett. And then at quarterback, junior Walker Overman.
Here come the Howe Bulldogs in their crisp, clean, white uniforms. Black numbers, black helmets, black socks. Over on the far side, all blue now. They've changed to a white helmet recently. They were blue earlier in the year, but have changed at least last week and tonight. They're wearing white helmets. So that's new. If I'm Gunter, why change anything? They got this tradition going, but hey,
The white helmets, they're going to. I think this may be the first time they've worn them at home.
Really? Okay.
The captains are making their way out. Bryce Crosby, Aiden Burris, Ryan Huff, and Austin Haley for Howe. On the far side, it's going to be Jonah Ferguson, Ethan Sloan, Jason Martin, and I didn't catch the last one, but Jake Roberts is going to be right there in the coin toss. Go ahead, Jake. Get in there by the referee on the other side. Oh, there you are. Okay. And we don't have anything. You might need to put the mic in right in his face. There you go. Still nothing. There we go.
Okay.
Signal's bad. We're having a hard time with the signal.
Kick on the clock, right?
I think Howe won the toss. It's really hard to hear there. And Jake's given us the signal that, yes, that's exactly what happened. Howe won the toss, and they're going to get the football first. How important is it for the Howe Bulldogs to score tonight first?
I think it's incredibly important, especially to start the game and kind of set the tone, march down the field. You want to try to keep this Gunter offense off the field, so maybe a nice time-consuming drive and a score at the end would be ideal.
Jake Roberts, tell us about it. What was it like down there in the coin toss?
Y'all have me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. It was pretty. It was. I don't know. There was an intensity from both sides in the coin toss. I don't know how much of that y'all got. The ref told me beforehand that he was going to give them a little bit of a pep talk and not to go in until.
Okay, we got the national anthem going. With that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas from Gunter, Texas. The number 1 team against number 39. You got any jitters on this one?
Not as much. I was thinking last week, a week ago this time, we were all jittery and getting ready for this game. Today, I'm being cautiously realistic.
Well, Howe is going to get the football first, and I guarantee you they want to try to score as quickly as they can. Or maybe not so. Maybe not as quickly as they can, but they want to score on the first drive.
Yes.
I think if they pull off a 12-play, 15-play drive, I think they'll be very happy with that.
I think a nice methodical drive, like I said, keep that offense off the field of Gunter.
We got Austin Haley warming up with former Southeastern Oklahoma State quarterback and offensive coordinator Zach Cater on the sidelines. I think he can still. I think so. I think he can still get after it.
Yeah, he can still throw it. He got some.
Hal's going to send Cooper Jones back deep to return the kick. He'll stand inside the 5-yard line. Gunter making their way out on the field. We mentioned earlier that head coach Jake Fizzell, 184-29 record. In 2021, of course, last year, 15-1, went to the state title game, lost to Franklin 49-35. 2020, they were 13-2. 2019, they were 15-1. 2018, 15-1. 2017, 15-1. 2016, 16-0. 2 state champions recently. And the kickoff is in the air. It's a high, booming kick. Going to go about 7 yards deep in the end zone. Cooper Jones watches it go over his head. And Hal's going to take possession first at the 25-yard line, heading right to left from our vantage point, moving towards the south end zone. When we first got here, it was very windy, especially up here on top of the press box. Right now, not that windy at all. The flag, not even moving. And the flags on top of the field goal post, barely moving.
Number one, we say beat the
So here comes Howe and their offense. And Haley wants to throw on the first play. Ryan Huff makes the catch. Gain up to about the 28-yard line, perhaps 29. A gain of 4, maybe 5. It's not yet 5, 4. So 2nd down and 6 coming up. Very quickly, Howe makes their first connection through the air. Spotted at the 28-yard line. Howe looks to the sideline. Haley comes up. There's Murphy and Ulmer on the far side along with Jones. Huff by himself here at the bottom. Handoff Rattler for the first time tonight. He's got a seam up the middle. Look out. 45, 50, 45, 30. It's a foot race. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Rattler is down at the 1-yard line. Just like that, Rattler was shot out of a cannon on play number 1. And with 11-13 already here in the first, House knocking on the door.
I wondered how this offensive line was going to do against this vaunted defense, the defensive line for Gunter, and he got a small little hole, fit through, and then he was off to the races and just almost got there, missed it by a yard.
Boy, he was on the move. So here is Haley going to try to do it himself up the middle. He's fighting, pushes his way in. I'm not sure he got in. It's going to be 2nd down and goal as Haley was hit right up the middle. He tried to go over the right hip of Malin Walker and was not able to push his way through. 10:54 on the clock. 2nd down and goal from the 1.
I think they're going to bring in the Wild Dog.
Cooper Jones in the Wild Dog position here. 10:42 and rolling. Man goes in motion as Rattler, and Cooper Jones is going to try to get his way through. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. And Howe scores on the 4th play of the game to take the first lead 6-0 at Gunter, Texas, awaiting this PAT.
Talk about setting the tone. Big run by Rattler. Haley moves up about half a yard, and then Cooper Jones punches it in for his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. You couldn't written a better script for the first quarter.
Rattler went 73 yards on that first play. Here's the PAT, and that one by Johnny Garcia is good. Howe has a 7-0 lead early. We'll be right back. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Howe with a 7-0 lead as a lot of white eyes around Texoma right now. It's early, only a minute and 24 has gone off the clock. Here's Johnny Garcia on the squib kickoff. The Tech Wave kickoff is going to be taken and quickly going down by Colin Murphy is the returner, which is Adam Reed. And Gunter's going to have pretty good field position near midfield at the 44-yard line to start their possession. 10:31 on the clock.
Garcia kicked some touchbacks last week. I guess, are we okay with the squibbler giving him position?
Kicking it into the wind a little bit.
Yeah,
and there's not a lot of wind, but if there is a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that played in, I don't know, but they have so much speed.
True, you don't want to prevent a big return.
So much speed. So here come the Gunter Tigers out on offense for the first time tonight. Walker Overman at quarterback. Hillman in the backfield, and this is going to be a carry left side. Spinning out of a tackle is the running back Ethan Sloan, and he's going to be trapped after a gain of about 3 or 4 near midfield up to the 48-yard line.
One of several backs they have, they kind of move them around, and they'll play a little bit fast at times. Hit a wall, got a spun off, and then Williams able to corral him.
Hillman in the backfield. Again with Sloan, and this time Overman wants to throw left side. That one's incomplete, nobody there. Some miscommunication perhaps on the Gunter Tigers side. It's 3rd down and 6 near midfield.
Yeah, the big communication over there on that side. I don't know. Can't see who that is on that far side. That may be Lindbergh, over the head of Lindbergh. Way overshot him.
Man goes in motion, and this time it's going to be Hellman up the middle. 1st down, just past the marker at the 45-yard line. And a new set of downs as Austin Haley makes the tackle. They'll set it at the 44.
He needed 6, got 7.
Now on the north side of the field, and Howe territory swing pass out. That's going to be caught by Reed. Trying to make a move, gets a block, and right there met and swarmed. The ball came out, but I think the whistle was blown earlier. Howe's going to say they should have had the football. Andrew Harvey, the defensive coordinator, is extremely upset, as they thought they had the football, but the whistle had blown, so they'll retain possession. It'll be a 2-yard gain to the 42-yard line.
Man, I was right there in front of the Howe bench, too.
Here goes Gunter quickly to the line of scrimmage. Man goes in motion slow, and he gets the hand on the jet sweep. He's hit hard in the backfield. A tremendous play by G-Force. Garen Langford lit him up right at the 42.
Got that jet sweep, and Langford was just waiting for him. Just took him down at the knees behind the line of scrimmage.
Actually, it'll be a 2-yard loss back to the 44. This is going to be a handoff. Helmet. Left side, a lot of room. Escapes the defender, and he's close to another 1st down right at the marker at the 35. He may have it.
Bulldogs,
I believe he does, right at the 34.
Bulldogs need to get ready for this pace. They're kind of going a little bit quickly, kind of catching the Bulldogs a little bit scattered a little bit.
Dakota Lowry checks in for Gunter as Trey Walton checks out. Sloan, Reed, and Lowry to the right. Here's another jet sweep coming near side, and that's going to be Lindbergh, and he's gang tackled and brought down by Bo Stevens, Cooper Jones, and others. Colin Murphy there. And that's going to be a gain of right around 8 yards for Gunter at the 24-yard line. This is going to be Hellman again over the right tackle. Brought backwards after he picks up a 1st down. He's been the 1st down machine so far early in this football game. When Hellman gets it, Hellman gets a 1st down.
He's kind of their short yardage back, if you will. Runs behind those shoulder pads. Low center of gravity and able to get the 1st down. They're moving the chains when they need to.
Hellman in the backfield with Overman. Just those two. 3 receivers right side. Overman wants to throw. Swing pass goes out of his hands. He makes the catch. Crosby breathing down his neck, and Overman throws it out of bounds. He threw the ball. It slipped out of his hands, and he somehow came down with it.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. He rolled to his right just a couple of steps and then just passed it, and then it wasn't there.
Is that 2 forward passes?
It feels like it. I mean, I don't know how he able to. It's like he went forward and the ball didn't go with it. And luckily he was able to hang on to it and throw it out of bounds.
7:48 on the clock. 10th play of the drive for the Gunter Tigers. Overman's going to keep it around the left edge, looking for a seam, breaks a tackle of Braden Homer, but he's finally going to be corralled around the 10-yard line, and another 1st down for the Tigers. 12-yard gain for Overman over left tackle.
Boy, they got a lot of different backs they can give it to. Overman can run it as well.
Overman in the backfield, empty back set. Man goes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. That's Colin Peacock, who makes his way down to the 3 or 2-yard line. They've run a lot of jet sweeps so far.
Boy, and Langford was being blocked by Dakota Lowry, and somehow Langford was able to get out of his block, scrape off his block, and take down the back right at the right moment. Otherwise, he's going to the end zone.
7:05 in the first. Overman turns around, hands Hellman, he walks in the end zone. But there's a flag down at the 15-yard line. That's going to be a false start against Gunter. Back that one up. That one, Hellman could have just really walked the dog right on into the end zone, and he did. But the penalty on Gunter is going to back it up, negate that thing, and they'll push it back near the 7-yard line.
Well, they had Ethan Sloan looking at the back at the sideline there.
Overman turns, hands Hellman right side this time. This time Haley makes the tackle at the 6-yard line along with G-Force. A 1-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Great job by Haley shooting the gap there as Overman kind of spun and handed off. His defense is stingy right now.
Overman trying to get Howe to jump off sides right there. Good job by the Bulldogs to
stay at home. Hellman in the backfield right behind Overman. Looks like a pistol look. And Overman's going to try to keep it right behind him. He's stuck by Austin Haley at the 3-yard line. He surges forward to the 2. It's 4th and goal. 14th play of the drive for the Gunter Tigers at the Howe 2-yard line, and it's 4th and goal.
Great. I tell you, Austin Haley just stuck him right there in the middle. Malin Walker came and helped him finish him off. 4th down here at the 2-yard line. Here we go.
Under 6 minutes left to go in the first. Hellman, pistol look. Overman's going to roll out left, throw in the end zone. Knocked away! It's knocked away! Who was that?
That was Haley. That was Austin Haley, read it all the way. Trying to do a quick out on the left side.
Are you sure that wasn't Tristan Williams?
I'm not.
I think
it was Austin Haley.
Was it Haley?
It was Haley.
All right. What a play. What a play. Turnover on downs.
And Haley was reading it all the way.
So with 5:50, Howe's going to get the ball back with a chance to go up by 2 scores. Now you got to go 98 yards to do so.
And this is dangerous territory. You're glad you got the turnover, but now you're in the shadow of your own goalpost here at your own 2-yard line. Hang on the ball. Cannot turn it over right here.
Rattler will stand about 5 yards deep in the end zone, right to the right side of Haley. Murphy and Braden Ulmer trying to have to get on the field really quickly, and he does. Snap back to Haley, handoff to Rattler over right guard, right tackle. He's going to gain maybe 3 up to the 5-yard line. Got to give him a little bit of breathing room there.
Absolutely. Looked like he was trying to go maybe right around the left guard, had a hole on the right side, able to squirt for 3 yards, give him some, as you said, some breathing room.
5:29 on the clock, and it's rolling. Haley and Rattler both stand with their feet touching the end zone stripe. 3 receivers on the right side. 1 down here at the bottom is Ryan Huff. Haley's going to turn, throw, quick pass. It's going to be intercepted right at the 12-yard line, going left side and racing his way towards the end zone and down, I think, at the 1-yard line is going to be Colin Peacock, or is he in? They're going to mark him down at the 1. One of the few times so far this year Austin Haley throws a pick, and it happens at a very bad spot.
Had the RPO right there and was trying to hit the slant across the middle. I didn't see who that was intended for. Did you see Blake? It looked like it was behind him a little bit.
It was Colin Murphy, and it looked like he was getting held by Peacock on the play.
So it's 1st and goal for Gunter at the 1. And they're knocking on the door with another chance right here. And Hellman gets the snap, and he hands off to Sloan. He's in for the touchdown. Gunter with a PAT will tie it as they take advantage of the interception.
You can't do that. You can't give the ball back on a team like this. You have to almost play a perfect game to stay in this. Bulldogs made a good defensive stand, and then the interception the other way, and the score by Gunter.
Preston Tarpley trying to tie the game here with the PAT. The kick is very high, and the kick is very good. 5:02 on the clock here in the first. Tie ball game, 7-7. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
Gunter caps off your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 1 play, 1 yard on the drive after the interception by Colin Peacock.
5:02 left to go in the clock here in the first. 7-7. We're all knotted up. Tarpley's hit exterior, or Tech Wave kickoff rather, goes into the end zone again. This one about 4 yards deep over the head of Cooper Jones. And we're going to start with Howe going right to left again from their own 25-yard line.
You got to have short memories at this point. You got to put that interception rearview mirror. Remember the first drive, how you were able to move the ball down the field and have those big plays, and just get back to your game plan.
You know, for the Howe Bulldogs, the good thing is you're not expected to do anything here tonight. Nobody expects you to win. You can play with your hair on fire.
You got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Pressure not on the Howe Bulldogs. Here's Haley going to keep it up the middle. Has a little seam for a moment. A gain of about 4 perhaps before he's brought down by Trey Walton. It'll be second down. They'll give him 3 actually. So give him second down at 7.
Yeah, whatever hole was there right in the middle of that defense.
Last time Howe was at the 28-yard line here, Rattler went 78 yards, or 72 yards rather. Ulmer, Murphy, and Huff down at the bottom. Cooper Jones one-on-one up top. He's mano a mano with Dotson. Here's Haley wanting to throw across the middle. It's batted down. Incomplete. And it'll be third down and 7 for Howe. Trying to go across the middle there.
Want to try to get it to Colin Murphy, and maybe had a little bit of an opening, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Now third down, big third down here for Bulldogs.
Haley in the gun, Rattler to his right, 2 receivers to either side. That's Murphy and Huff to the near side. 4 down linemen for the Gunter Tigers. 2 backers. Hellman and Bennett. Haley wants to throw. Scrambles left side, wide open. Murphy makes the catch, first down at the 40. Slung down hard by Ethan Sloan. And also Limburg was there to bring him down. But Howe with a new set of downs shy of midfield at the 40-yard line. 12 yards for Haley to Murphy. 4:03 on the clock here in the first. You know, so far so good, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you got the third down conversion there on that one.
3 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. Haley turns, hands, Rattler bounces out left, caught right there. Nothing doing. Might have lost a yard, but they're going to give him the line of scrimmage at the 40.
Try to get it left side. I think they can't scrape off their blocks pretty well there. Number 50, Luke Bullard didn't know the tackle.
You know, no Carter Layton tonight. He was, he's a big defensive lineman. I saw the film, looked like something happened to his lower leg a week ago against Bells. Not in the game. Haley wants it, fakes it to Rattler, bouncing it out right out of the pocket. He could run here. He tucks it 45. A little bit of room and slides down near midfield, just shy of the first down. It'll be third down and maybe 1 or 2. We'll see where they spot him. Are they going to give him a spot where he just started sliding? That's a pretty bad spot. It's a really bad spot.
That's that's about at least 2 yards away from where it looked like you slid down at.
They'll mark it at the 47. Need to get to the 50 for a first down. Moving right to left is Howe.
Haley looks so composed when he flushes out, looks downfield, doesn't panic. Saw a lot of green in front of him and ran for a few yards.
2:30 on the clock in the first. Rattler in motion. Haley's going to keep it. It's going to be close. Not enough, I don't believe. It's going to be right at the sticks. It's going to be decision time. Boy, they're going to give him the first. They spot it right at the 50, and that's a first down.
You got that one back.
They're not going to pull the chain. You got it back. I'm not sure that was a first down, but they're going to give it to him. If I were Jake Fizzell right now, I'd be a little upset with that spot.
Yeah, he was 2 yards shy of the slide earlier. He's about a yard shy. Or they were 2 yards shy of the spot last time, and then this time they gave it to him a yard after before the first down.
Under 2 minutes left to go in the first. We're knotted up at 7 in Gunter, Texas. Number 1 versus number 39. Man goes in motion. Ulmer, they fake it to him on the jet sweep, and Haley pulls it out of his gut and gains 3 yards across to the 48-yard line in Gunter territory. Second down and 7 coming up. Maybe 8. They're going to give him 2.
Got that jet sweep coming around, reading the defensive ends, and then decide whether or not to hand it off or shoot through the gaps there, and Haley kept it. Good tackle by Sloan. Open field tackle on that one.
Hey, I believe Channel 5 is here. Did I see that? NBC 5 is here for this game tonight.
Wow.
You know, a huge crowd. Obviously, the number one team in the state attracts a lot of people over on their side. Howe's lined the fence too deep also. This is going to be Rattler on the right side. A big run and a first down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And Howe's offensive line is really creating a push on that vaunted Gunter blue wall.
Well, I wondered how this offensive line was going to match up against Gunter defense. They've had their way all season long. Made good holes there, lanes for Rattler that time.
Haley barks. They all turn and look. We're at the 42-second mark. Howe's about to have the wind at their back. And the flag's starting to blow just a little bit. Haley throws, swing pass, Ulmer, caught, and he lowers his shoulder, runs behind his pads for maybe 2 yards to the 32-yard line. BU, they call him. 3 yards to the 33.
Just a quick screen on that left side. Got Murphy out there blocking for him.
You don't have to snap it here. There's 11 seconds. Murphy goes in motion. 9, 8, 16 on the play clock. I think they're going to let this one go down.
I'd let it go too.
And Howe's about to have the wind at their back. What a great first quarter for the Howe Bulldogs. My goodness, if you're a Howe Bulldog fan, you might want to stand up, and everybody is on the home side. We'll be right back. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. You know, the Howe Bulldogs have been in Division I for the past 4 years, playing the likes of Mineola, Mount Vernon, Winsboro, week after week after week, getting their heads bashed in. A game like this, hey, they've been doing this for 4 years.
Matching up pretty well.
As we start, Haley throws across the middle. Cooper Jones makes the catch inside the 20, breaks free. He's at the 15, the 10, and finally brought down inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line. Howe's knocking on the door. Another penetration for the Bulldogs.
Another RPO right there, got it to slant on to Jones. He looked like he was going to go down at first, but Jones always keeps his legs moving. He refuses to go down.
27 yards on the pass and catch. On the quick slant across the middle from Haley to Jones. That's been the favorite connection of Haley so far this year and last year. Rattler in the backfield, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Rattler gets the carry, bounces out left. He's tripped up in the backfield. A nice play defensively up front by Hayden Farrell. And it'll be second down. And goal from him. Where are they going to spot it? About the 8? Is that a loss of 2?
Thought he'd go back to the line of scrimmage maybe, but maybe not.
So Howe looks to the side, 11 on the clock here in the second. All knotted up at 7. Howe taking a lot of time getting this play call in. Play clock at 10. Haley rolls out right, looking down the field, chased down by Peacock, throws it away in the end zone. Gave a prayer look for Braden Ulmer in the back corner of the end zone, but it would have taken the catch, Dwight Clark, to bring that one down.
Yeah, it's about twice as tall as Ulmer, maybe 3 times, but Haley was going to try to roll to his right, felt some pressure, held on to as long as he could to the back corner of the end zone. Prayer maybe that Ulmer could catch it, but really trying to throw it away.
3rd down and goal coming up for the Bulldogs at the Gunter 8-yard line. Big play right here. Rattler goes out of the backfield as a slot. They look to the side, 3 receivers to the right, which is Murphy, Ulmer, and Jones. And now officials, what's going to happen here? A timeout's been called by Howe. We're going to take 1-2 real quick. 10:56 on the clock in the second. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Welcome back. 10:56 on the clock in the second. Howe's facing a 3rd down and goal from the Gunter 8-yard line. And coming out of a timeout, let's see what they plan to do here, Justin White.
4th down here.
Third.
I'm sorry, 3rd down. For one, you can't turn the ball over. Even if you don't get this, you got to at least get some kind of points out of it. But I would try an RPO and try to hit a slant across the middle, maybe to Cooper Jones.
Well, I'm not so sure. And for me, I'm probably going to go with Rattler here to at least set up maybe a possible decision of 4th down. Because if you can get 7 and you get 4th and 1, then you have a decision to make.
Yeah.
And if you get 4th and 4, then you kick the field goal, right? I don't know. I'm not a coach. I just talk.
There's so many different possibilities right now.
Man in motion goes to Rattler from right to left. Haley wants to throw. Rolling out right, throwing a prayer, putting it on a pillow for Cooper Jones. It's touchdown time in Texas. Howe takes the lead. Again, 13-7 awaiting the PAT. 10:50 on the clock here in the second.
I promise I was thinking, throw it up to Cooper Jones, let him get a 50-50 ball. Haley rolled to his right, single coverage on Kay Dotson. Had the route go in, went outside, just throw it over the shoulder. Just perfect placement of Austin Haley to Cooper Jones.
13 plays on the drive. Here's the PAT by Johnny Garcia. That's good. Now up 14-7, 10:50 left to go in the second. We'll be right back. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Hey, we want to thank all of y'all listening. We see your comments on there. We really enjoy those. Thank those. Light it the freak up, I saw.
Let's light it up.
I like that. Hey, 10:50 left to go here in the second. Here's the TechWave kickoff. A squibber down the middle is going to be taken. Look out here. On the right side, far on the right side.
Oh boy.
And a lot of room over there. That's why you worry about their speed, because they have a lot. Kiss him goodbye. On the kick return is Jace Martin. He's a specialist, and he runs that one back 80 yards to tie the game after the PAT. My, oh my. He is electric.
Yeah, they kicked the squibbler, but it went all the way back to one of the return man.
Yeah,
they found an opening at a couple of blocks, and you weren't going to catch him.
It's like, hey, they just said, let it go, let it bounce, let Jace get it. We'll see what happens. And he ran it back to the house, and now Tarpley trying to bang it through to tie the game here. We didn't even get our scoring drive recap and all that. Here's Tarpley. We'll have to do 2 of them. Here's the tying extra point. 10:38 left to go in the second. We're all knotted up again. It didn't take long. We'll be right back.
Hello, this This is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick, go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
14-14 here at Gunter, Texas. Number 1 versus number 39, all knotted up. 10:38 left to go in the second. And Tarpley are ready to bang this Tech Wave kickoff away. Let's go over the Howe scoring drive, because we didn't get to do that. The hit exterior scoring drive, 13 plays, 75 yards for Howe. It was a Haley to Cooper Jones 8-yard touchdown pass that gave Howe the lead 14-7, but the ensuing kickoff return went back to the house 80 yards by Jace Martin to tie the game. And now the newest Tech Wave kickoff goes 5 yards deep in the end zone. Howe left to right now from our vantage points here on the left side, on the visitor side. And they'll have the ball starting at the 25-yard line, moving left to right.
Well, you go back to work. You moved it down the field last time. You go back right back to your bread and butter. Rattler, the RPO, the short passes.
This time Jones in the slot. Now he's going to get the jet sweep going from right to left, trying to find the corner, in trouble. Behind the line, couldn't ever get there. Those long strides couldn't get to the corner. And that might be a loss. It is a loss, a big loss. Jones is fast, but he's got long strides.
He does. Marshall Majors, a linebacker, strung him out as far as he could and able to run him out of bounds.
10:31 on the clock. 5-yard loss. Back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's a big loss.
It's back further than that. Is it the 19? Here's Haley rolling out right. Throws it on the run, incomplete. Looking for Cooper Jones, but he was well off the mark. And now all of a sudden it's 2nd down and 16. The ball was at the 19-yard line.
It'll be third down.
Third down, rather. I'm sorry. Third down.
We got flushed out of the pocket, rolled to his right as much as he could, and try to get that over there. Was that the Huff we said? Intended for Huff?
No, it was Jones.
Sorry, Jones.
Hopefully our internet connection is okay. We've had so many issues here tonight. Verizon does not like Gunter, Texas, for whatever reason. We had to use somebody's cell phone, AT&T. It's the only thing we could get, so I hope it's okay. For everybody listening, we've got a big listening audience tonight. Man goes in motion, right to left is Braden Ulmer. Whistles before we get underway here. What is this? Is this another timeout? What do we got?
Timeout called by Howe.
Timeout.
Timeout Howe. We'll take one. We'll be right back. 30 seconds. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Welcome back. We're all knotted up. 14-14, 10:24 left to go in the second quarter. I'd like to thank you all for listening. We're in Gunter, Texas. Both teams are still talking about it right here. And Justin, let's talk about it. What are we going to see here from the Howe Bulldogs on 3rd and 16? This is a key play right here. Nobody's punted yet.
This is what I do. I would just a vertical route downfield to Cooper Jones, throw up a 50-50 ball. If it gets intercepted, it's like a long punt. And you kind of prevent a big return if it was a punt. So put it in the hands of your playmaker.
I would try to get Gunter to jump off sides first.
Man in motion, Braden Ulmer from right to left. He'll set up in the slot. 3 receivers that way. Haley wants to throw. Pressured up, throws across the middle. It's going to be caught by Murphy, but he's popped
by Colin Peacock at the same time, and that causes the ball to come out. Murphy had made the catch, but he got popped at the same time. It appeared he was going to make the catch. And Haley threw a dart.
I'm about to say, as Murphy's cutting across field, he threw a bullet.
That was like
Peacock but Peacock was reading that all the way and didn't let up and hit him right about the time he caught that ball and jarred it loose.
And now Cooper Jones will go back in punt formation. Line of scrimmage is the 19-yard line for Howe. And Jones will punt from his own 5. It's a end-over-end kick, pretty good one. Takes a good Howe bounce all the way down to the 20, inside the 20, still rolling, 15, 13. Wow, what a punt by Jones after the bounce.
Talk about flipping the field.
He got about 35 yards on the bounce.
And it was right along that sideline, too. I'm surprised he didn't roll out of bounds, but just kind of kept a straight line about a yard or two out of bounds and just went downfield all the way inside the 20.
Man alive, he punted that from his own 5.
Think about how important that is. If you would have punted it to one of those playmakers, one of those kick returners for Gunter, they would have had a good return, good field position. This literally flipped the field for the Bulldogs.
And they have it at their own 13 after he punted it from his own 5. Great bounce. It was a good kick anyway before the bounce, but it was a great kick after the bounce. Handoff Hillman up the middle. It's been a while since they've been on offense, and he's going to be gang tackled, wrestled, Austin Haley and others. And that'll be a minimal gain. What are they going to give him? How much are they going to give him there? Holy cow. Is that 5 yards they're going to spot on forward progress?
I'll say 4. Yeah, it looks like 2nd and 5, the scoreboard's saying.
Up to the 18. And this is going to be Hellman again, met at the line of scrimmage. Malin Walker says, nuh-uh, not today. Not today. And maybe a yard gain to the 18 or 19. No, they're going to spot it at the 20.
Walker kind of slowed him down there inside the interior defensive line, and Hayes able to come up and finish him off.
9:20 on the clock, man in motion. And Overman's going to pitch it out to Sloan on the reverse, trying to find that corner on the far side. Does. Finally pushed out of bounds by Braden Ulmer on the Gunter bench, and that's enough for a first. And Sloan is a playmaker. They want to try to get it in his hands. He hasn't done a whole lot so far in 2022. You know, at some point, he's going to be so dangerous.
A little trickery there by Gunter.
14-yard pickup. Here's Overman, swing pass out. That's going to be caught, making a move, swinging out of a tackle. Swinging out of a Haley tackle. A great play on the outside by Cannon Lambert to break tackles. That young man's from Salina, as a lot of these players are. And that'll be a good pickup down to the 40-yard line in Howe territory.
First time I think we've seen in a long time some poor tackling by the Bulldogs.
Boy, he made some really good moves right there. He was reared in the Salina Bobcat organization. And you can tell, and here's going to be a penalty against Gunter before this one got underway. Back it up 5. And they'll spot it at the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Gunter Tigers.
Sometimes when you're moving fast and you just get a little bit of a head start, a little bit of a lean in, and get called for that false start.
8:41, the clock is rolling here in the second. Ball game tied, 14-14. Hillman in the backfield, and Overman's going to keep it up the middle. And a little read option themselves, and he's going to gain 6 yards, or 5 perhaps, to the 40. He'll get his 5 yards back.
Overman not very big, but he is fast. Only 5'7", 145 pounds, but he squirts through pretty quickly.
2nd down and 10. Overman wants to throw, looking across the middle, deep down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Haley was in coverage. Let's hope he gets up. He's taking a little bit to get up as he went sky high to try to knock that ball away. I think he did get some fingers on it, but he came down wrong. But he is walking okay. So, boy, you can't lose Austin Haley, can you?
Oh, man. That's the one player you can't miss, or you can't lose.
3rd down and 10 for Gunter. 8:11 on the clock on the Howe side of the field. Overman rolls out right, wants to throw, got a man. That's going to be caught. That's Kane Bolt on the catch, and that's a 1st down to the Howe 25-yard line.
I wonder if this pace of offense is starting to kind of get to the Bulldogs. I saw Cooper Jones on that side, that far side of the field, kind of jogging a little bit over where the play was on his side.
15 yards, and now some movement again. What's going on there? They didn't spot the ball yet. Gunter's kind of lucky there. 1st and 10, right to left goes Gunter. 7:54 on the clock, man in motion. This is going to be a handoff to Hellman, bouncing it out right side. Another broken tackle. Hellman finally wrestled down hard, and it's either a face mask, horse collar, or something over there.
I think it's a face mask.
So this is a huge penalty against Howe. He was brought down at the 15, so this will probably be half the distance.
Yeah, Bo Stevens grabbed the face mask and yanked straight down, and it was a wicked tackle on Hellman there.
So that'll spot the ball somewhere around the 7.5-yard line, you would think. It's on the far side. We had a hard time looking at it, but Blake, boy, that's what I love about having Blake here. Everything I'm really bad at, he's really good at. 7:46 on the clock here. We want to thank you for listening. Got a huge listening audience tonight. Huge, massive. From all over the state.
It's a big game right here, especially up in this area.
I think everybody's looking at the scoreboard and going, what?
Is that a misprint?
Got somebody listening in Michigan. Here's Overman, and they give it to Sloan on the end-around reverse. Cooper Jones was there.
Man,
Ulmer, I think, was in the area.
Yeah, trying to slip it inside there to Sloan, and good job by Cooper Jones to stay at home and able to take him down right at the minimal gain.
I think Tank Turner was there also. Ball at the 5. Here's Overman along the left side trying to sneak it in, and he drags Colin Murphy into the end zone. Touchdown, Gunter. I don't see the signal yet, but it's got to be a touchdown, and there it is. Overman goes over from the 5.
I'll tell you, that pace of play, I've said it before, I think it's starting to tire out the Howe Bulldogs, because as soon as the last play's over, they're rushing the line, and that time Overman gets the quarterback snap and just goes straight left side, gets in, fights Murphy over for the touchdown.
That's the first lead of the night so far by the Gunter Tigers as Tarpley bangs through the PAT. It's up and good, 21-14. Gunter in the lead, 7-11 left to go in the second. We'll be right back. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Gunter takes their first lead of the night with 7-11 left to go in the second quarter. And here's your Tech Wave kickoff, a high kick. This time Jones is going to return it from the 10-yard line. Trying to find the far corner over there, slinging out of a couple of tackles and finally brought down inside the 20. At this point, you got to make sure you got to hang on to the ball when you're getting hit several times over there. And Howe's going to set up shop deep in their own territory. Your scoring drive, your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Gunter, 10 plays, 87 yards, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Walker Overman. And that gave Gunter their first lead of the night, 21-14. 7:04 on the clock right here as Howe comes back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth time here in the first half.
Maybe it's just me, but I could tell Gunter is kind of starting to instill their will on this game. They kind of maybe took Howe for granted at first, but they're starting to kind of play like a number one team now.
Ball at their own 20, Rattler the handoff, and he's going to get maybe a yard.
Antoine Rattler with the carry.
And that'll bring maybe 2 yards. Second down and 8 coming up perhaps for Howe. We're under the 7-minute mark now.
Where a hole was there, it's not there now for on that offensive line.
Howe looks to the side. Gunter's defense is really good. They've not given up more than 16 points all year long in a game. This is a swing or quick pass out to Ryan Huff. And that's going to be close to a first down at the 27-yard line, perhaps. It's third down and short for Howe. Third down and 3. And again, deep in your own territory, you need to start moving those sticks a little bit more.
This is a big down right here.
You can't count on another 70-yard punt by Jones, can you?
I mean, you count on a good punt, but I don't know about a 70-yard one that rolls that far.
So third down and 3 for Howe. 5:56 on the clock. Man in motion is Cooper Jones, and whistles before this one gets underway.
Penalty marker on the field.
False start, Howe.
Indicated against the Bulldogs.
So what was third and 3 is now third down and 8. And Howe, if you're going to stay in this football game, you can't make mistakes like that.
Yeah. You're starting to kind of see how just a little bit start to kind of unravel, just a little bit. Starting to get rattled some.
They came out playing with their hair on fire, that's for sure. And things slowing down just a little bit. Trying to take some clock off of this thing, too. 11 seconds on the play clock. Howe finally gets the play in, and they go to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers on the right side. Haley rolls out that way, looking down the field. Chased and has to just get rid of it because he was really under pressure. He throws it away in Ulmer's direction. It's incomplete, and it's fourth down and 8, and punt time again.
I see Malin Walker and Rhoda McCollum kind of communicating to each other after that play because the defensive line for Gunter got it through quickly and was bearing down on Haley as he had to throw that ball away.
So 5:27 on the clock.
Like I said, Gunter has started to settle in now. They're kind of.
Well, they are the number 1 team in the state.
They got knocked back the first few drives, but they're starting to settle in and play their style of football.
Jones with a short kick, high wobbly kick, right at it goes out of bounds. Doesn't even make it to midfield at about the 47. And if the officials are going to do the walk back thing, this could be really ugly.
And they're walking it back, boy, and they're keeping it going.
Oh my goodness!
Past the 40.
Wow, they're going to spot it at the 38-yard line.
Wow.
10-yard punt for Howe.
At the 38-yard line, first and 10 for the Tigers.
So you net that out from the 70, and I guess you're still a pretty good average. So Gunter, you don't want to flip the field like this, but Gunter's going to start at the Howe 38-yard line. 5:21 left to go here in the second quarter. Overman is going to hand off to Sloan. Met at the line of scrimmage. Riddle popped him in the face.
Riddle was there. Bryce Crosby was there. Again, they run that pistol offense, kind of a read option on that pistol offense and give it to Hellman. And Hellman got stuck by Riddle and Crosby. No gain on the play.
Under 5 minutes left to go in the half. Overman rolls out near side. That's not Overman. It's going to be a completed pass to the 30-yard line, shy of a first down to Limburg, but Luke Dodd into the game at quarterback for the Gunter Tigers. Sloan in the backfield, and they'll spot it at the 30.
I don't think Overman's not even on the field right now.
Dodd handoff, Sloan close to a first down, bounces it out, keeps his feet somehow, has the first down. Near the 25-yard line to the 26. 4-yard gain for Sloan. And Gunter moving right to left very quickly.
Remember, Gunter gets the ball in the second half, so they can have almost back-to-back possessions here. Maybe give Howe a little bit of a opportunity at the end of the first half, but chance at 2 of the next 3 possessions.
Dodd looks left side, throws left side. That's going to be caught. Flag down, and finally the receiver is finally down, which is Mitchell Gage. His 9th catch of the year. We're at the 4-minute mark. We'll check the flag.
I wonder if that's going to be a holding on the outside receiver. Was that Sloan? I'm sorry, Limburg?
It's going to go against Gunter. So that'll back it up. 3:59 on the clock before the half. Don't forget about the Bullard Construction halftime show. We have a Lady Bulldog Spotlight interview. We also talked to a Bandsman of the Week. Don't want to miss that.
You know, and this Howe defense hasn't really given up a lot of big plays on defense. It's just
okay.
Gunter just keeps.
Hang on. You're going to jinx everything, like my mother says.
Uh-oh.
Ball at the 37, handoff Sloan over left tackle, met by Bryce Crosby. And others are there, including Colin Murphy. Good for about 5 yards. It'll be second down and 15 now for the Gunter Tigers. Clock rolling at 3:43. They're going to try to punch it in right here before the Bullard Construction halftime show. Dodd looking for the deep ball across the middle, deep down the field in the end zone, knocked away by Austin Haley. A great play by the safety. Murphy there also.
Pass falls incomplete.
And that'll stop the clock at 3:32. Gunter facing a 3rd and 15.
Boy, Dodd really gambling there, throwing it to Limburger on the post pattern because there were 3 white jerseys converging. Tristan Williams was in coverage, Colin Murphy was there, Austin Haley was there to knock that ball away in the end zone.
3 receivers right, 1 left, and movement by, I believe that was the near side. Limburg moved just a little bit too quickly. So Gunter's going to push it back 5, so it's 3rd and 20.
And this is probably 4-down territory for them, so.
You know they want to try to score before the half. Yeah. That's number 1 goal here, but they're facing a 3rd and 20. From the 37-yard line, handoff to Sloan up the middle, grabbed by Matthew Hayes. Bo Stevens gets there, and finally Colin Murphy. And that'll be a gain of 5 perhaps up to the 30. No, they'll give him the 31. So 7 yards on the play takes us to the 3:09 mark as it's rolling. And what are they going to do here? The punt team coming in.
I guess they are going to punt and just try to pin them deep.
So ball at the 31-yard line. It appears, I'd watch it with a fake right here, but it appears like Gunter's going to punt from their own 31, or from the Howe 31-yard line. Snap is back. Hellman just kind of boots it away. Goes towards the coffin corner, and it goes out of bounds inside the 5. And a beautiful punt by Hellman. That is Hellman. Ivy Hellman. 2:42 on the clock. They're going to spot it at the 4.
Howe Bulldogs pick up on offense, 1st and 10.
All right, well, you got 2:42 to go. If you don't turn, you can't turn the ball over this.
You can't ever turn the ball over.
But deep in your own territory, like you did last time, Eric.
Yeah, that happened to Austin Haley. That's how Gunter got one of their scores. The leading score actually was off an interception deep in Howe territory. So here come the Howe Bulldogs. Bo Stevens coming out as a tackle. Again, he switched to number 50 a few weeks ago. 2:42 on the clock. Bryce Crosby on the field also on offense. And he's a tight end. And now whistles and flags, and this is not good. All kinds of new players, perhaps, it seems, on offense for Howe. Intriguing moment for that with 2:42 left to go before the half. The penalty is going to be against, or at least he's indicating it's against Howe. And instead of having it at the 4-yard line, it's going to be the 2.
Half the distance of the goal. Just for first down.
Half the distance of the goal.
Bulldogs got to clean this up. 2:42 on the clock. Handoff Rattler up the middle. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Did he get out? I believe he did. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 2-yard line. Howe moving left to right from our vantage point. Gunter calls a timeout. They want to try to get the ball back. We're going to keep it right here for the moment.
Timeout taken by the Tigers.
Again, thank you for listening. We got you all over the country tonight.
Here's somebody from Japan.
So, I know Michigan, Colorado. Boy, there's a lot of people listening tonight. Really appreciate you tuning in. We got a good game tonight, 21-14. Gunter in the lead. Howe playing with their hair on fire in the first quarter, and part of the way in the second quarter. Howe became the first team so far this year to score on Gunter in the second quarter.
Wow.
When Haley put it on a pillow to Cooper Jones. But the turnover, the interception is really the difference in this football game right now. And Haley.
Well, you think about it. You had the interception, and then you've had the kickoff return for the touchdown. And of course, you had the run by Overman, quarterback keeper. But
yeah, Jace Martin, the kickoff return was huge, and obviously the interception by Colin Peacock that was returned back to the 1 and then immediately punched in. So here come the Gunter Tigers and the Howe Bulldogs. Howe will have it at their own on their 2-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Haley 5 yards deep in the end zone trying to push his way out. He is out. Forward progress will get him maybe to the 3 or 4.
Number 8. Austin Haley with the quarterback.
And right now the crowd has gotten very quiet on both sides.
I think Gunter call another timeout? No.
Well, the clock is rolling. It is rolling.
Now Gunter's calling
Yeah, they
timeout.
did call a timeout.
So, yeah, they're trying to get the ball back here.
Let's take a quick one. We'll take 30 seconds. We'll be right back right after this. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Welcome back. 2:20 left to go before the Bullard Construction halftime show. 21-14, Gunter in the lead. They gained their first lead of the night at the 7-11 mark here in the second quarter as Howe came out with their hair on fire, as we've said several times. Scored first on a 1-yard plunge by Cooper Jones, ended a 4-play 75-yard drive. Howe forced Gunter to turn it over on downs on their first possession after 14 plays. And then Colin Peacock intercepted Austin Haley, which set up a 1-yard touchdown by Ethan Sloan. Haley hit Jones to take a 14-7 lead. And then Chase Martin ran the kickback to tie it at 14. Rattler goes in motion from right to left. Haley sprints out right side, looking down the field. Now goes the other way. Left side, throws it, heaves it deep down the field. No one there. And that's incomplete. And that's...
They want intentional grounding.
They want a safety out of that. Intentional grounding out of the end zone. I think that's going to be a safety.
He rolled to his right and then rolled back left and threw it into the Gunter bench, and there was nobody on that side of the field. He was outside of the pocket, though, wasn't he?
He rolled out of the pocket. He did. We'll see what the call is here. Haley just launched it. I mean, it's almost like he intentionally did it.
They called a legal man downfield.
Oh.
Okay. Well, he looked like for a moment he had some room to run. So perhaps one of the linemen thought he's going to tuck it there. But Howe's going to have to punt out of their own end zone. Ball spotted at the 3. It's 4th down and 11. But Jones...
Now you got to be careful here. Yeah, if you're Jones, don't step back.
Not only that, but Gunter's going to pin their ears back here, you would think, and come after this one. Now, there's 2 returners back here to try to return this thing. Colin Peacock and Cannon Lindbergh both. And here's a low wobbly line drive kick going to be taken by Lindbergh. Caught line drive at the 47-yard line, trying to find somewhere to go. Has some speed. Cuts right, cuts left, cuts right again. Breaks another tackle. He's at the 25. And finally run out of bounds near the 20-yard line on the Gunter side of the field. 1:57 left to go before the half. And Gunter's got great field position at the Howe 20 after a good return of about 25 yards.
It was like a line drive kick, caught about the 48, 47-yard line, and just like a lightning bug. I mean, he was just able to move left, move right, and get some blocks and avoid some tacklers. And
again, like so many others, Lindbergh grew up in the Salina program. Went through that program at Salina and moved here.
Wow.
A lot of Sherman, a lot of Salina.
Okay, interesting.
Right to left, Overman back in the game. And he's going to keep it himself up the middle after he pulled it out of the gut of Hellman. Running room, and he's finally knocked down hard by Garen Langford. But Langford is knocked down hard. No penalty flag, as that was a little bit late, but no flag. 1:49 on the clock. It is moving, and so is Gunter. Inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. A good run of 12 yards by Overman. Handoff up the middle to Ethan Sloan. Spins out of a tackle. Headed that way. Trying to shirt-tail tackle him is Braden Ulmer and Austin Haley, and they bring him down at the 2-yard line.
Went right up the gut, Sloan, then bounced outside, and Holmer just hanging on for dear life. Haley able to come over there, and I think it was Haley. Ulmer able to take him down, though.
Hillman stands to the right side of Overman. He gets the carry left side. He walks the dog into the end zone. A wide open lane right through the right side of the defensive line. And Gunter's on the board again, 28-14 with the PAT. It's 1:17 left to go in the half.
They just keep coming at you. They just body blow after body blow. I mean, they make a 3 or 4 yard run, get back up to the line, and come at you again.
The hardest part for Howe lately has been field position. Can't get out of the deep area in their own way to get some momentum and therefore give the ball back to Gunter with great field position. That does not help. 3 plays on the drive, took 20 yards on your hit exterior scoring drive recap. Preston Tarpley to bang through the PAT to make it 28-14, and he does. 1:17 left to go here in the second. We'll be back right after this.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick, go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
3 plays, 20 yards for Gunter. After the Limburg nice return on the punt of 25 yards back to the 20-yard line. That set it up. And here's Tarpley on your Tech Wave kickoff. He runs toward the ball, bangs this one away, a low line drive kick. Cooper Jones fair catches the ball at the 6-yard line.
I'm not sure about that.
The fair catch.
Oh, the fair catch would get it 30 at the.
The ball goes up to the 25-yard line.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Okay.
He did the right
I'm
thing.
stuck in 1991.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Me too.
But see, again, that's where Blake comes in.
Exactly.
So Howe will have it at their own 25. Thank you, Blake.
We're going to miss Blake next year.
Yeah, we are. I don't know. How are we going to find
another?
How are we going to replicate Blake?
Blizzard.
That doesn't happen.
Replicate the Blizzard?
Man, I tried to replicate the Wizard, and it took me 20 years to find the Blizzard. Haley, handoff Rattler, right side, not much doing. He hadn't had a lot of room to run ever since play number 1 when he went 72.
Yeah, that defensive line has shored up the holes big time up there, and they're getting a push up on the front line.
Looked like Riddle got up slow a little bit. Now it looks like he's fine.
Riddle's legs got bent back pretty bad there.
Give Rattler a yard as we're under a minute. I think Howe's content to go to the house down by 14, it appears.
Gunter has 1 timeout left. I wonder if they get 1 stop and
they call it after this play, guarantee it.
Clock at 37. Haley in the gun. Handoff Rattler coming near side. Gets a pretty good block from Roman Garbrandt. And Rattler's going to get to the 29-yard line.
No timeout call by Gunter. They're going to let it.
That's interesting. I thought for sure they'd call a timeout right there. 3rd down and 9 for Howe.
Well, I guess it wouldn't do you any good because you stop the clock. And then if Gunter...
I think Howe may call a timeout here.
No, I think Howe's going to let it go.
Howe's going to let it go down. That's the end of the first half.
Okay.
Interesting way to let it run down there, but Howe, I think you got to be happy. I mean, you had a heck of a first quarter. Second quarter, But right now it's a 2-touchdown game at the half. We're going to take a timeout. Hey, we got the Bullard Construction halftime show, Bandsman of the Week, Lady Bulldog Spotlight. We'll see you on the backside, 28-14. Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site build, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Graydon Weinman. You've gone to school here since kindergarten. Do you remember anything about that kindergarten year?
I do. So in kindergarten year, I had Miss Smith as a teacher, and I've always was told that I was a great kid. And this one experience I had, I started crying a little bit whenever I got my card turned in kindergarten.
Yeah, those are tough. Okay, so band is a huge part of your family. Your mom was even in the program and even had Mrs. Liz. Talk about that.
So my parents made it like a certainty that I had to be in band. And that sounded like fun. So my aunt was in band and my mom was in band.
Freshman tuba player. When did tuba enter the picture?
In 6th grade, whenever Miss List said that we needed more tuba players, and I decided that sounds like fun, so I signed up.
Miss List says there's a running joke that you may try to overblow that thing and play it too loud. Talk about that.
Yeah, in our first performance, and just started off whenever we started practicing on the field, I started playing very, very loud, and she would yell at me every single time I did it.
You were in the front ensemble last year, went to state as an 8th grader, actually lettered as an 8th grader. Not too many people get to do that. What was that experience like?
Very, very fun. I had a great time, other than after the performance, I was sick, and I had to sit in a margarita bar for 3 hours waiting for the buses to show up.
So are you ready for it to get cold so you can start wearing that letter jacket?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
FFA. I show animals.
What kind of animal you show?
I show a polled Hereford cattle.
Any aspirations for greatness this year?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Miss Liz says that she loves your willingness to work hard and help out, your commitment to your instrument and your practice. You have a fun personality and a great big tuba sound. There's only one thing she doesn't like, and that's that you're an Aggie fan.
I'm going to have to talk to her whenever she gets back about that.
Obviously, she was joking around. That is Graydon Weinman, this week's Bandsman of the Week.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 819-9183. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701, 903-267-9701.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Lady Bulldog.
This week's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is Shelby Taylor. When did you start playing volleyball?
I started playing volleyball in about 6th grade.
And have you always gone to school at Howe?
No, I have not always gone to school at Howe. Before this, I was at Collinsville for a couple years, and before that, I lived in San Antonio and went to school there.
How big of a change is this from San Antonio?
Oh, it's huge. San Antonio is the biggest school I've ever gone to.
So do you have a favorite teacher over the years here at Howe?
I've got to say it's between Mr. Dusenberry and Mr. Tipton. I love them both.
And with the Lady Bulldogs, what's your position and role on the team?
I'm just I go where I'm needed. Sometimes it's getting on the serve line and getting a serve on the court. Sometimes I go get a couple touches as middle blocker, and sometimes I just hit outside to C wherever I'm needed.
So volleyball has a little bit of a losing streak, but this team fights and plays hard. Talk about that.
Yes, we stay scrappy. We're desperate to get a win. We're going to get it done before the season's over.
FFA Vice President, what are your responsibilities there?
I kind of help the ag teachers when needed. I do what I'm told, I guess, but I also kind of reach out to other people and get them involved and keep it fun, I guess.
So with FFA, you do the livestock shows, ag mechanics, some speaking. What's the best part about it?
Oh, definitely the showing. I absolutely love to get out there in the show ring with my heifer and do what I absolutely love to do and know I'm good at.
So are you one of these that names your heifer?
I've named them in the past. Right now we've got 2 together, and their names are Thelma and Louise.
Oh, that's nice. How hard is it to part with them when you name them like that?
I actually don't have to part with the heifers. I do have a steer this year, and he is a shorthorn breed, so I named him Shorty to try not to get too attached.
What other things are you involved with here at Howe High School?
I'm also in NHS, National Honor Society, and I absolutely love being a part of that. Helps you keep your grades up along with everything else.
And what are your plans after Howe High School?
I'm not completely sure what I want to do, but I'd like to go to Arkansas State and be a part of their criminal justice program.
Awesome. That is your Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight, Shelby Taylor.
Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
All right, let's welcome back here to Gunter, Texas at Gunter High School. It's 28-14. The Gunter Tigers lead the Howe Bulldogs at the half. This is the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I'm Justin White alongside Jake Roberts and Blake Burnett. Jake, and Blake. Thank you all for joining us here for the halftime show. Jake, let's talk about it. Blake, let's talk about it here in the first half. So Howe gets the ball first drive of the game from about the 28-yard line. Antoine Rattler runs right up the gut all the way down to the 1-yard line. 2 plays later, they score, and they have punched Gunter proverbially in the mouth on the first drive of the game, and then get a stop down here defensively, and then throw the interception. What did you think after that first drive, the first couple of drives?
When Antoine Rattler took off from about 72 yards, I thought, oh boy, we got a football game tonight. Then Cooper Jones punches it in 2 plays later. Then Gunter gets the ball, right? They're marching, doing Gunter Tiger football. Get down to the goal line. Everyone in the world expects them to punch it in. Howe stands up and has a goal line stand. But then Howe, and everyone's hyped. We're getting excited. The fans are excited. Then Howe does what you can't do in that situation and turns the ball over.
Deep in your own territory. You start from about your own 2-yard line, and then what was that, maybe about the second, third down, they throw a slant across the middle, maybe a holding.
Yeah, I thought Colin Murphy got held, and they missed it. And Colin Peacock got an interception, returned it to the 1, and then Ivy Hellman punched it in from there.
And so 28-14 is our score. It kind of saw it close in the first half that, especially that second quarter, Gunter was kind of starting to settle in and kind of instill their will on Howe. They had Howe stalled on a couple of drives early on. Gunter got the ball and just kind of, they haven't had any big plays, but they've just kind of methodically been moving it, and they're playing so fast. I keep saying about the pace of play. I think it's tiring out the Bulldogs. It's kind of glad the halftime came at the right moment.
Yeah, I noticed that in the second quarter, the Bulldog defense was getting wore down, and the offense had back-to-back 3-and-outs that did not help the defense. They did get 1 stop, and Gunter punted, but it was a very good punt from Ivy Hellman, and he downed Howe at the 4-yard line, and then Howe had a 3-and-out. Gunter got the ball back and scored. You talked about no really explosive plays for Gunter, but I think of 2 the 80-yard kickoff return by James
Martin.
That
was, yes.
And the 25-yard punt return from Cameron Lindbergh was the two big plays. I thought Gunter had yardage-wise. Howe also two big plays as well, so the big plays is 2-2 right now.
Yeah. And the two that you're talking about were on special teams, but as far, I'm saying defensively.
Yeah. Defensively, Howe has not let one. I think Gunter has one play over 20 yards on offense, and it was a pass to Lindbergh.
Let's talk about some scores around the area. As far as the district goes right now, you were looking earlier. Bells is taking on Blue Ridge tonight. Leonard is taking on Lone Oak. And I need to find that score. I don't know if I have that.
I can do it. I just got.
Oh, we got to change headphones here.
So the score we were talking about was the team Howe played last week, the Leonard Tigers. They won 34-3. Lone Oak is beating Leonard at the half, 21-14. Lone Oak is winless on the year, so that would be a surprise victory in the district. The other score in the district, Bells is on top of Blue Ridge, 54-18 at the half. The Bulldogs play Bells next week and Blue Ridge the week after that.
And that's a gauntlet of a schedule. You had Leonard last week, which we were really worried about that. They handled Leonard pretty well. They're in it still in it with Gunter, and they play Bells next week. Bells is ranked in the top 5, top 10 in 3A Division 2. They got these first 3 district games have been first 2 or 3 district games have been tough.
And Bells last week played this Gunter Tiger team, and they came up short, 24-14, but. Scoring 14 on Gunter is no easy feat at all. I want y'all to know that. That's the most points they've been scored on this year, both by Howe so far tonight at the half and Bells last week.
I mean, you think about Gunter, this is the kind of team, it's like they have a hard time finding opponents to play them that are, 3A, 4A, I mean, obviously 2A, but I mean, trying to find opponents that are willing to play them because they have that tradition. They are so good.
Yeah, they had to drive quite far for some of their games this year. They drove all the way out to Brock, which is a 3A Division I powerhouse, and beat them. But that drive to Brock is not no easy drive. It's about a 2.5-hour drive here from Gunter. And they had a game scheduled, but it got canceled early in the year with a Corpus Christi team. They were going to meet halfway in Austin, but it didn't happen because of scheduling conflicts.
Some other scores, these are just kind of random scores around the area. Some of them are finals from last night. Saxe beats Garland 48-29. Let's see. Frisco Panther Creek defeats Pinkston last night 49-21. Argyle defeats Frisco Emerson 24-10. In the fourth quarter, Caddo Mills up on Quinlan Ford. That's 7-6.
That'd be a good game.
McKinney and Allen, 21-17. McKinney leading Allen. That's in the third quarter.
Sherman is losing to Frisco Reedy 35-6 in the third quarter. Denison is losing to Melissa 29-21 right before halftime. Tioga is beating Alvord 28-14 at the half. And Anna and Kaufman are tied at 21 late in the second quarter. Whitewright 33-0 over Tom Bean at the half.
And you do Whitesboro?
I did not do Winsboro, Pottsboro.
Winsboro leading Pottsboro 28-17.
Ooh, that's a good game.
At halftime.
I saw Winsboro 2 weeks ago play Commerce. They won 55-0.
Yeah, Winsboro's ranked in the top 10 as well. Let's go over stats here real quick, Blake.
All right, we have Gunter leading 28-14 at the half. On offense, they have a 3-headed monster rushing attack. Ivy Hellman, 8 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. Ethan Sloan, 10 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. And quarterback Walker Overman, 5 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. Walker Overman is 4 of 7 passing for 51 yards. Luke Dodd came in late in the second quarter. He is 1 of 2 passing for 8 yards. Luke Dodd also has 1 carry for 7 yards. Receiving, they are led by Cannon Lindbergh, 3 catches for 41 yards. Kane Bolt, 1 catch for 15 yards. And Adam Reed, 1 catch for 3 yards. On defense, the Gunter Tigers are led by Ashton Bennett, who was All-State a year ago at linebacker. He has 5 tackles. Kanan Lindbergh has 3. Adam Reed 1. Mason Peacock 1. Colin Peacock 1. Colin Peacock does have an interception. Ethan Sloan 3 tackles. Ivan Hellman 1. Trey Walton 2. Marshall Magers 1. Brooks Grigg Bell with 1. And Hayden Farrell with 1 tackle for the Gunter Tigers. Now we'll jump into the Howe Bulldogs stats. But their defense has made a lot of tackles tonight so far. But we'll start on offense. Austin Haley is 7 of 14 passing for 55 yards, a touchdown and an interception. 50% completion percentage. It's got to be the worst of the season for Austin. He's been fantastic in that department all year. Antoine Rattler has 9 carries for 88 yards, but 72 of them came on the first play of the game. Austin Haley, 6 carries for 17 yards. Cooper Jones, 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. Cooper Jones also has 3 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Huff, 2 catches for 11 yards. Braden Ulmer, 1 catch for 2 yards. And Colin Murphy, 1 catch for 12 yards. One thing for the Howe Bulldogs tonight, they only have 2 penalties in the first half. A week ago, the penalty number might have been in the 20s. So that is just a big deal to us and the players and the coaches. On defense, Bryce Crosby, Austin Haley, and Bo Stevens all have 6 tackles. Malem Walker, 3. Tank Turner, 2. Braden Ulmer, 3. Cooper Jones, 2. Tristan Williams, 3. Matt Hayes, 4. Michael Riddle, 1. And it was a big tackle by Riddle. And Garen Langford with 5. The Bulldogs do get Carson Daniels back in the second half, though. That might be a thing we need to talk about.
That is big because Daniels, the big linebacker inside, unable to play the first half because of what happened in the second half last week. Unfortunate. Howe appealed it, and it was, it was very ticky-tack, according to head coach Lance Bryan, but nonetheless, he's coming back in the second half, and that's a big pickup for the Howe Bulldogs.
You want to do highlights?
I think we should. So we'll get started with that. Let's go over this thing. Recap the first half. It was the Howe Bulldogs who won the coin toss. Austin Haley was successful with the coin tonight. Howe took the ball first, and they got it at their own 25-yard line after Tarpley kicked it through the end zone. Howe only took 4 plays before they got on the board, and it was a 1-yard touchdown. Actually, it was a 72-yard run by Antoine Rattler that got him down there, and then it was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown by Cooper Jones. Okay. So, there we go. Cooper Jones. Never got it. Okay, we're going to have to bring that double down. Sorry about that for your ears. Gunter took it after that. Let's see, it was a 4-play, 75-yard drive. 7-0. Howe led early, 10:36 left to go in the first. They gave it to Gunter for the first time at their own 44-yard line. They've drove 14 plays and turned it over on downs, and it happened on this play. That was a turnover on downs, and it was huge. And Howe had all momentum early in this football game until this moment when Austin Haley was picked off by Colin Peacock. No, he was down at the 1, but 1 play later, it was touchdown Sloan, or is that what they call him? I think they call him end zone Sloan. I think that's what it is, end zone Sloan. So he goes in from the 1-yard line, and that ties the game at 7. 5:02 left to go in the first quarter. Howe gets the ball back at their own 25-yard line. They drive 13 plays into the second quarter, take tons of time off the clock, and score on an 8-yard touchdown pass from Haley to Jones.
14-7 after the PAT with 10:50 left to go in the second quarter. Howe with a commanding 14-7 lead, and all you got to do is not turn it over, not allow a big play. Uh-oh. He went 80 back to the house, and that tied the game at 14. 10:38 left to go in the second quarter. Howe, at their own 25, was forced to punt, and it was a boomer. Cooper Jones stood at his own 5, and when all things were said and done, after about a 30-yard bounce, Gunter took it at their own 13-yard line. But all they had to do was drive 87 yards, and they did so on 10 plays, and finally it was Walker Overman from 5 yards out. (21-14), Gunter took their first lead of the night with 7:11 left to go in the second quarter. Howe took it and had to punt after 4 plays deep in their own territory. And then Howe had to punt, Gunter had to punt on their next possession at the Howe 31-yard line, which pinned the Bulldogs way deep at their own 2-yard line. They were unable to do anything with it, had to punt it out of their end zone. Gunter took it at the 20-yard line after a great run back by Cannon Limburg to the 20-yard line, and a 2-yard touchdown by Ivy Hellman extended the Gunter Tiger lead to 28-14 with 1:17 left to go in the half, and that's where we are at the Bullard Construction halftime show. The Howe Bulldogs are in the tunnel, and looks like the Gunter band is finishing up there, so we will take a quick timeout. I'll tell you what, let's keep it here, Justin White. I think we're doing pretty well on spots tonight. We want to thank everyone for tuning in. We've got lots of listeners from all over the place. Tuba Talk. Tuba Talk, huh? We want to talk Tuba Talk?
Yeah.
Margarita Bar? yeah, you know, that
Where's
was
this going?
we during the Bandsman of the Week, there was an interview with a freshman who got sick at the state tournament, not the tournament, but the state performance.
Yeah.
And he got really sick, and he said he had to spend 3 hours in the Margarita Bar. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You're a freshman, 8th grade. What are you doing in the Margarita Bar? But
wow.
that question went unanswered. But Howe tonight, trying to hang in there. Gunter's going to get the football first to start the second half, and that's always dangerous, Justin White.
Yeah, and I think that first drive is going to be key for the Bulldogs on getting a stop, because if Gunter marches down the field and scores, makes it 35-14. With the way yards have been hard to come by here, especially that second quarter, this thing can start to get out of hand and start to unravel for Howe.
I just received an email from a girl that I am in school with that attended Gunter, and she cannot believe the score that Howe is in the game.
All right, well.
So we have that going for us.
You know, we said before, no one expects Howe to win tonight. Only the players and coaches expected to win tonight. Everybody else, you just want a good game. You want to stay in the game, But I tell you what, I was wanting to see how this Bulldog team reacted to getting punched in the mouth and what their reaction to that was going to be, because you knew they were going to get punched in the mouth. And actually, Howe punched them in the mouth first.
Howe punched first.
Yeah, Howe threw the haymaker first.
Howe did throw the haymaker early.
The Rattler run was a straight haymaker, and it hit right in the mouth.
It did hit in the mouth. And the Bulldogs added to that with the Haley putting it on a pillow to Cooper Jones in the end zone. But then, I think, when we're talking about 2 recent state champions and a program like this, it's not even a program. I mean, let's be serious. It's a system over here at Gunter.
It's a machine.
It is a machine. They've got such a great program. Here come the Howe Bulldogs. And to just hang in the game over here and have a shot, it's just a huge momentum swing for the Howe Bulldogs. Now, for the Bulldogs, you want to play the second half with as much intensity as the first half and get out of here without any injuries and maybe even sneak out a win.
Well, and think about this. Think about how much confidence
out, isn't it? My goodness. It's like a train going right through my forehead.
Even if you are able to hang in there with them, let's say you end up losing, but you're able to hang in with them, think about the confidence that gives you for next week, because you got another tough opponent against Bells that's going to come to Bulldog Stadium next week.
Yeah, the intensity that can't let up, and then Blue Ridge right after that.
So knowing you've been able to hang with Gunter can give you a little bit of momentum in the next week against Bells.
Monty, I got to tell you a score that might shock you at the half. Lone Oak 21. Leonard 14.
Oh, are the wheels coming off of Leonard?
They might be.
Did the haymaker last week by Howe knock them out?
They're still reeling.
It might have. Did they have anyone suspended for the first half like we did?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That could make a difference. I think Carson not being out there on defense has made a difference tonight.
It certainly has. But I'll say what I'll say this: Matt Hayes has played an outstanding linebacker in his position so far.
Yeah, he really has.
Matt has stepped up.
So it looks like we're just about ready to get underway here in the second half. Again, thank you for listening and joining us tonight from Gunter, Texas. We're high up on the press box on the visitor side. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so you might hear some wind noise because we are outdoors. We decided to be outdoors because it's a small press box one. Howe only has one coach in the box, so we could have all crammed in there, but we just thought it'd be best to get upstairs and enjoy this beautiful weather up here now. We did this in Whitesboro about 5 years ago, and it took us through August to finally thaw out after that night. We didn't have an option. We're just about ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. Johnny Garcia runs to the football, 8 yards away, bangs a squibber, onside kick, look, and the ball's up and comes down into the arms of Gunter Tigers' Zach Boland. Gunter will have great field position going right to left from the 45-yard line. Kane Bolt gets up a little bit gimpy, but he's going to run off the field just fine. They're going to spot it at the 44-yard line.
So I guess trying to prevent a huge return, maybe trying to get a good bounce on that opening kickoff.
Not a bad idea. Just keep it out of the arms of somebody who's going to go 80 back to the house.
Absolutely.
And be a backbreaker on the first play. You don't want that. Walker, Overman, and company come back to the line of scrimmage, moving right to left from their own 44-yard line. And this is going to be Overman keeping around the right edge. He is gang tackled, swarmed at the line of scrimmage. A great play back there, as I believe Cooper Jones grabbed him around the backside, and that'll be somehow a gain of 2. Quickly to the line of scrimmage goes Gunter. Overman turns, swing pass out on the right side, and slung down hard by Cooper Jones. Another gain of about 3, but he paid the price after Jones slung him down, and on the reception is going to be Adam Reed. And the ball spotted at the 49, a gain of 3.
Man, that was a big-time tackle by Cooper Jones.
3rd down and 5. Handoff. Hellman, no Walker's going to keep it up the middle. Brought down by Cooper Jones. That's Carson Daniels and Malin Walker.
Welcome to the game, Carson Daniels. Get a good stop. That's going to be 4th down now, 4th and short. Looks like Gunter's going to go for this.
On the 47-yard line in the house side. Turn around, handoff. Hellman, 1st down, met by Walker. And he has the 1st down. I don't know if that was Walker or not. That might have been Tank Turner who met him initially.
I think Walker was in on the tackle. I think somebody hit him from behind and pushed the man forward for the 1st down.
3 yards to the 44, and this is going to be a busted play. Overman is going to be slammed down in the backfield. Maybe a yard as Walker was there again. Bo Stevens and Braden Ulmer. Ball at the 43-yard line. 6th play of the drive. Gunter moving very quickly. 3 receivers near side, throw that way, and escaping a tackle, escaping 2 tackles, escaping 3 tackles down the sideline. Look at him go, and he's finally brought down by the neck is Cannon Limburg, but no flag on the play. Limburg really gets out of trouble very nicely, and that's a gain down to the 22-yard line.
It was some good running, poor tackling, and should have been a minimal gain.
19-yard gain, swing toss out to Sloan, and a lot of room there, and he's going to score pretty easily with a wide open, gaping hole on the right side, and a late flag comes down. Let's check this one. But right now, it's a 22-yard touchdown by
Matt Hayes was held very badly on the play.
Is that the penalty?
I believe so, yes.
Sloan had a gaping wide seam on the right side.
Yeah, that was a toss to the right side. There were blockers out there. There was nobody who even touched him. And a late flag. That's why I wondered if it was called that holding call.
It seemed very late.
Like almost the runner was into the end zone. The running back was into the end zone by the time they threw the flag.
There's 10:13 on the clock as we are just underway here in the third quarter. Gunter is knocking on the door. They just scored on a 22-yard run, but it's not going to count because of a holding call against Matt Hayes. Not
Hayes
a penalty, not a penalty on Hayes, but yeah, Hayes was held. So back that one up. Where are we going to go? It's a spot foul, so where are they going to place the ball?
Looks like right now about the 19, 20-yard line.
Yeah, the original line of scrimmage, it appears, right at it. Of course, they haven't set it just yet. They're giving the explanation to Coach Fizel over there on the far side. Now they start backing this one up. Bryce Crosby clapping, high clap, right in the face of Gunter a little bit. They'll spot it at the 35-yard line. Right to left goes Gunter. Back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 18 after the penalty that wiped out the 22-yard touchdown by Sloan. As Overman, Hillman, and Sloan are in the backfield. Pistol look, pistol eye. Hand to Hillman over left tackle. He's brought down by Walker. Right at the 30-yard line. Gain of a couple.
Hillman's listed 5'11", 180, but he runs with some power.
He runs bigger than that, doesn't he?
He does. Straight ahead.
Offset, pistol eye. This is going to be a handoff. No, Overman kept it up the middle. A great ball fake. And he's got a big run down to the 15-yard line. Not enough for a first, but that'll put up Gunter in great shape right here on a 3rd down conversion. Quickly, toss, right side, Sloan trying to find that outside corner, scraping out that way. Howe can't get it, but Hayes is right there to bang him out of bounds hard inside the 5.
Man, they're just going so quickly. I mean, they go down. Whoever the running back is goes down, hands the ball to the official, and everybody's up to the line very quickly, just like they are now as they get down to the 2-yard line.
Well, they look like they run 40-40s after every practice. Turn, hand, Hillman, touchdown. Gunter in the end zone again, this time 3 yards out. Ivy Hillman with 9:24 left to go in the third. They extend the lead 34-14, awaiting the PAT. Ten plays, 56 yards on the drive. And now the swinging gate, it appears. And Overman throws it over the head of his receiver on the 2-point conversion, and it's going to stay 34-14. 9:24 on the clock here in the third. We'll be right back. ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
9:24 on the clock here in Gunter, Texas. Number 1 Gunter 34, number 39 Howe 14. 10 plays, 56 yards on your hit exterior scoring drive recap, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown by Ivy Hillman. Brings us our new score. The Tech Wave kickoff by Tarpley is in the air. It's a low line drive kick and a fair catch called for by Cooper Jones at the 5-yard line. And Howe will take it at their own 25 with 9:24 on the clock. Justin, what's Howe going to have to do to get back in this football game?
Well, try to keep running the ball. I think the blocking up front is going to have to get better. That defensive line for Gunter has really started to get a push and really started to make things even on rollouts for Haley. You kind of roll the quarterback out sometimes just to kind of give him more time to throw. But even then, the Gunter defensive line is able to get through. So you got to get some better blocking. A hat on a hat there on the offensive line.
Garbrandt, the left tackle, into the game. This is Haley, handoff Rattler around the right side. Not much doing there. A couple of yards perhaps to the 27-yard line. And yeah, you're right. Just nothing has been able to open up for Rattler. It reminds me of a game we did many years ago, a playoff game with Denison and Wiley. And both teams were great. Wiley had a great defense. And Denison's Corey Robertson on the very first play of the game did what Rattler did, busted it for about 70, went to the house, and you're thinking, oh, Wiley's defense not that good after all, but then things change quickly. Here's a quick bubble screen to Cooper Jones, who drops it. It falls incomplete as Gunter really brought the pressure there and broke through that screen.
Yeah, Cooper Jones on that wide middle screen. He may have short armed that one because I know he was about to get hit as soon as he got that, so probably a good idea he let that fall incomplete.
Maybe some alligator arms on that,
yeah.
maybe. 3rd down and 8 for Howe. Jones drops the ball on the pass, throws it out to Haley. Backside, Haley's got some room. Look out, 40 to the 50 to the 40. Haley down the sidelines, a first down. It looked like a busted play, and it was, but they overcame it for a big gainer as Jones went in motion behind Haley. Haley on the snap, tossed it back to him. He dropped it, picked it up, threw it to Haley.
Yeah, he dropped it on like a basketball. It bounced on the turf, picked it up, threw over to Haley, and he had McCollum and Jesus Garcia over there leading the convoy for him on that far side of the field for Haley.
Pulling out of the trick bag a little bit there, the Howe Bulldogs.
You got to at this point.
8:22 on the clock in the 3rd. Man alive.
I like a Bulldog showing a little life, not going to lie down here.
Needed a big play, got one right there. Haley looking downfield, now flushed out of the pocket, throws it down and out of bounds in the area of Braden Ulmer. He had pressure from Mason Peacock up the middle, which flushed him out of the pocket and made him throw it away. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Only rush 4, had everybody covered. Haley thought he'd have an opening somewhere downfield. Nobody was open, so had to throw it out of bounds.
So Howe taking their time here. 8:15 on the clock as it stopped with the incomplete pass.
Was that Denison game you were talking about earlier? Was that a playoff game?
It was a playoff game in 2003.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that.
Handoff Rattler. Squirts through for the first time in a while. That's going to be a first down run inside the 25.
He had an opening, and a lot of that was Rattler after contact. He spun off a man and just kind of kept turning those legs and able to get enough for the first down.
12-yard gain for Rattler as Howe gets a new set of downs here. Bulldogs need to score. Stay in this football game. Get a striking chance, and maybe something can happen. They had Bulldog magic a few years ago. See if that can happen again. 2 receivers either side. Haley pulls it out of the gutter. Rattler looks down the field, throws. It's almost intercepted, but it's caught by Jones on the rebound. Stick that one in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. He picked it out of the sky and took it to the house. 34-20 awaiting the PAT.
Quick out pattern. Kate Dodson had a beat on it. He had jumped the route, just couldn't hang on to the ball, and tipped it right into the hands of Cooper Jones. And Cooper, right along the sidelines, able to get in for the touchdown. Lucky bounce by the Bulldogs.
Illegal man downfield on that.
Oh, no.
We were all looking down at our rosters and writing down our notes and didn't see the flag.
Oh, Blizzard, you just broke my heart.
I'd already put it in my computer, too, and looked up, and there it was.
I've already written it down. What am I going to do? My chart's all messed up.
We all had penciled it in.
Ruh-roh.
That's tough.
Man, I got to start a new line, I guess.
Jake Robertson put on his highlights. I was looking down at the roster.
Boy, the cheerleaders were going, the crowd was going, and the little hanky. So that'll move the ball back to the 28. And we'll do it again. The 6th play of the drive. Haley in the gun, handoff Rattler. Right side, big hole, but he's tackled quickly after maybe 4 yards. The hole was further out right.
but it's going to be 2nd down and 10 as the ball now spotted back to the 23-yard line.
That was a big hole. Defensive end Trey Walton able to grab his ankles and hang on to him, because otherwise that was probably the biggest hole of the night. Was the first play of the drive for Rattler.
7:13 on the clock. Third quarter action, 34-14. Howe just had a touchdown wiped off the board, and it was beautiful. 2 receivers either side. Rattler, man in motion, movement up front. I think Brody may have moved a little early. We'll see. Maybe it's on the defense.
Yeah, it's a false start on Brody.
They'll back it up. So now we've been at the 28. We've been at the 23. Now we go back to the 28. 28-yard line's been tough. The 23-yard line's been tough.
Hadn't had a chance to get Gunter to jump off sides, get the free play. Hadn't seen that tonight.
They're very disciplined. When you go to state championship games,
you don't have stupid penalties like that. Huh?
Yeah, you don't do it by being undisciplined. Haley flushed out of the pocket, has to heave this ball left side all the way out of the, what a gun.
That was.
All the way out of play, almost onto the track as he was back foot throwing that thing, incomplete.
Yeah, he was on the right side of the field, almost to the numbers, between the numbers and the hash marks. Threw it to the left side of the field off his back foot, out of bounds.
From about the 45.
To about the 15-yard line on the far side. Falling backwards almost.
Yeah, he definitely threw it falling backwards. 3 receivers right. Boy, Haley is the best kept secret in Texas high school football at the quarterback position. 4-year starter, 5,000 yards, nearly 50 touchdowns. Haley wants to throw. Deep ball here to Jones in the end zone, goes up for it, comes down with it, 3 yards deep in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. On a pillow.
How did he do that?
Wow.
I mean, he placed that perfectly, and Cooper Jones, Cade Dotson was there in coverage, and Jones just knows when to go up and catch the ball, when to go up for the rebound. We've seen it so many times this season, and he does it again. Put the ball up in the air, let him go for the 50-50 ball, and my money's always on Cooper Jones to come down with that.
Johnny Garcia to kick. It's up, almost blocked, but it is good. 34-21, Gunter in the lead, but Howe just punched it in. 6:42 left to go in the third. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Brian Lee, you are exactly right. Wow, Howe doesn't give up. 34-21, thank you all for listening. Big listening audience tonight. 6:42 left to go in the third. Howe puts it in again. Austin Haley, the best kept secret in Texas high school football, with a 28-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Jones, who may be another big secret.
I'm about to say, Cooper Jones is a big one as well. Second touchdown of the night.
Johnny Garcia on the Tech Wave kickoff. Is that his 50th touchdown? And here is another squibber. It's going to be taken by Kane Bolt at the 48-yard line. How many touchdown passes?
It was 49.
It's 49?
The next one will be 50.
Wow.
He was at 47 coming in, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, because Cooper ran the first one.
That's right.
And Cooper's got 3 touchdowns.
Cooper has all 3 tonight.
1 rushing, 2 receiving.
Yeah, he just needs the passing to tie Austin for that.
So ball at the 48-yard line, just shy of midfield. Bryce Crosby doing a little dance at midfield, waiting on the Gunter Tigers to get back on the field. He's ready to go. 34-21, Gunter in the lead. Howe needs a big stop right here. Walker Overman and Hellman in the backfield. Ethan Sloan gets the carry on the jet sweep. He's got the corner. Look out, looking for a block by Hellman. Gets a great block by Hellman. Down the field, finally making the tackle in the area of Colin Murphy, but I believe that was Matt Hayes again getting off the pile there, and that's a first down run all the way to the 32-yard line. A big run there of 16 by Sloan. Handoff up the middle, or is that Overman keeping it up the middle? And that'll be a gain of about 4, 5, 6 perhaps to the 35-yard line. And boy, Gunter, they moved so quickly down to the 25. 7-yard gain. Overman, swing pass out near side, look out here. And that's a great play on the edge. Bo Stevens with a great play. Garen Langford there also.
There were 3 receivers out there. 2 of them were blocking, and Langford came in just like a heat-seeking missile came out there.
Wait, can you say that these days with the situation we're in worldwide?
It came in like a nice little bullet.
Don't say heat-sinking missile these days. Ball to 29, handoff, Hellman up the middle, being chased down, hit hard by Matt Hayes. Finally, after a nice run, close to a first down at the 22-yard line. I think he's going to be just a bit short.
4th down now.
It is 4th and 1. And GT goes quickly. Hellman in the pistol right behind Overman, turns, hands, Hellman, first down, breaks a tackle, still going for a little bit, finally brought down near the 15-yard line at about the 16, 17 perhaps.
Well, they go so fast, there's no time for analysis or anything like that.
Overman, a great end-around reverse on the backside, but Howe plays it well after a nice pickup of about 3 or 4 yards, but it looked like the old 8-hole reverse to Jace Martin at Bells. We'll see a lot of that next week on 3rd down.
Austin Haley have some good tackles tonight.
Second down and 8. Hellman left tackle, big hole, and he's in. That's a run of 15 yards for the touchdown. As Gunter opened up a huge hole on the left side.
They just keep coming at you. I mean, there's no way to explain it. And they go different directions, different running backs. That time they went right up the middle, right behind the left guard, and just went straight at you. And Bulldogs trying to reeling from the last play, as Gunter just likes to go so quickly to the line.
Boy, they move quickly. I'm telling you, they must run 40-40s after every practice.
I mean, and the thing is, the Bulldogs aren't able to substitute or anything like that. They're going so fast. Now we're going for 2.
Overman rolls out left, under pressure by Garen Langford, and he throws it out of the back of the end zone again. No 2-point conversion. And it's 40-21. Gunter in the lead over Howe. 4:48 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
7 plays, 52 yards on your hit exterior scoring drive recap. It was a 15-yard run by Ivy Hellman that gave Gunter their 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39 and 40th point of the night. 40-21, and Cooper Jones on the Tech Wave kickoff again calls for the fair catch at his own 2-yard line, and Howe once again for several times tonight will start at their own 25-yard line. 4:48 on the clock. Howe moving left to right with the wind at their back here in the 3rd quarter, and the wind is starting to pick up.
It is starting to get a little bit more. You see the American flags moving, the flags on top of the of the field goal post are blowing north.
So here come the Bulldogs in their clean white uniforms. White tops, white bottoms. Black helmets, 2 white stripes across the top. Good look. Rattler to the left of Haley. And they'll fake it to him, throwing right over the middle. A great catch over the middle by Ryan Huff. He is so good at that. And that's going to be a first down catch of about 11 yards to the 36-yard line.
Great RPO by the Bulldogs there, and Austin Haley hitting Ryan Huff right there between the 1 to 5, hit him right stride.
Well, if you're old like us and you remember the Aikman to Irvin quick in, that's exactly what that was.
You're absolutely right. That's what that is.
2 receivers bunched together, handoff Rattler up the middle, again punched in the mouth right at the line of scrimmage. That front 7 from Gunter is really stiffened up, and that'll be no gain or maybe 1.
Yeah, there is no hole there.
He just runs into a brick wall.
Runs into the big blue wall, as you said.
We hit the 4-minute mark in the third quarter as Howe takes their time on offense. 2nd down and 8 coming up. The wind gusting at the back of Howe. For the remainder of the game after this quarter, they'll have to go into the wind with their passing offense. Haley wants to throw here. Looking down the field, he's going to be sacked for the 4th time of the season. He tried to get it out, but he took too much time as he was looking downfield to Cooper Jones in the area of Braden Ulmer, and Haley gets up a little gimpy, but he looks like he's okay. Ball at the 30-yard line, and Haley says no. The officials say they need to check on Haley, but Haley says no.
Haley's trying to wave him off.
And now he's going to have to go to the sidelines. And Howe may have to burn a timeout here. The ball at the, where are they going to spot this? At the 30? So that's a 7-yard loss on the sack. And Haley's going to have to come to the sidelines. That the official indicated that he needed to be checked out on that 4th sack of the year that Howe's allowed. And now Ryan Huff, the emergency quarterback, comes in.
Yeah, that last play, it was kind of a 5-step drop. I mean, it took a while for the play to materialize, and the pocket just eventually collapsed on him. Now let's see what Ryan Huff, who we have not, I don't think we've seen him take a snap this season, right? Or have we?
I think we did early.
Did we early? Okay.
In the Tom Bean game, he did late.
Did he? Okay.
Late in the game, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He just handed it off, though.
Yes. So Haley is talking to Ricky Ake. He's taking a drink of water with his helmet halfway off. Looks like I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but he does have to come out for one play if the official deems he needs to, and he said he didn't need to. Ricky's looking at him right in the eyes. We'll see what's going on there. 3:12 on the clock as Howe's letting it go down a little bit. They may call a timeout here.
Get Haley
6
back
on the
in
play
there.
clock. If you call a timeout, Haley can go back in. They're
Yep.
checking on Haley to see if he's okay to go back in. And now exactly that's what happens. 2:59 on the clock. Howe calls a timeout. Haley looks like he's going back in the game. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You know, you want a roster full of tough players, really tough players. You can't go out there and have a good football team or a great football team without really tough players. And I think Austin Haley at the top of this thing is exactly what you want, because he's a tough cookie and he's going back out there.
I mean, even when they were, losing games in the Little Big 12 the last 2 years, he was wanting to go in there and refuse to come out, even when you're getting your brains beat in last couple of years.
How much did being in those games, even though they got their brains beat in, how much did those games help tonight? You've played against teams like that.
Yeah.
And this year, they're a year older. They're bigger, stronger, faster. 2:59 on the clock. Left to right goes Howe. Haley rolls out left. Flushed out of the pocket, throws across the middle. Rattler dives for it, can't come up with it, and the flag is down.
It's holding on Aiden Burris.
That's not good.
Yeah, the defensive line got through pretty quickly as Austin Haley was rolling back, trying to find somebody.
That penalty will be declined because it was 3rd and 16, now 4th and 16. And Cooper Jones will have to go back and do one of his crazy bunts again where it bounces 30 yards. Either that or throw a trick play like he did to Haley a moment ago. So he'll stand at his own 17-yard line, trying to kick it with the wind. A high spiraling, a wobbly kick actually. Tried to spiral, bounces at the 30, goes straight up, and Peacock grabs it. He escapes one tackle, is finally going to be slung down by Matt Hayes at the 29-yard line. A great play by Hayes, and now a late flag is going to come up on maybe Bo Stevens as he was in the area, and as soon as the flag went up, he raised his palms to the sky as if it might have been on him, but I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, I don't know either. I saw Langford in there, but I don't know if it may have been Stevens. I'm not sure.
If he was in the area, I can almost guarantee it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Well, there's something to be said about that. You know, you want players who don't mind scrappiness. You just don't want it to get out of hand.
Oh, no, I think he's a great player. He does have a few of those plays a game.
Like we've said, you got to take the bad with the good.
So instead of Gunter taking it at their own 29-yard line, they'll take it at their own 44. So that's a big 15-yard penalty. 2:38 on the clock, left to go in the third. Howe trying to hang around with the number 1 team in the state of Texas. They come to the line of scrimmage. It's Dodd in at quarterback now. Sloan in the backfield. Sloan gets the carry. He's shot out of a cannon. Look out, it's a foot race with Matthew Hayes, and it's going to be Sloan who takes it to the house. On the first play from scrimmage, he goes 56, and Gunter goes up 46-21.
When I tell you nobody touched him, I kid you not. There was nobody laid a hand on him.
It was like Emmitt Smith, where nobody touches him.
No, I mean, got the handoff, went right, maybe right behind the right guard, right tackle, and nobody laid a finger on him.
He didn't get touched till he chest bumped his teammate in the end zone.
Absolutely right.
2:29 on the clock, and Tarpley's PAT is good. It's 47-21. Gunter trying to extend this thing and get out of here with a big lead and do what they do. We're going to see if Howe responds. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
2:29 left to go in the third. Gunter's tech wave kickoff is in the air. It's a high kick. Fair catch called for by Cooper Jones, but it's going to be taken by Colin Murphy, who didn't know that Cooper Jones had called for a fair catch. Murphy stepped in front of Jones and tried to run with it.
It's a flag as well.
And the flag comes out. Boy, that's unfortunate. He just couldn't see that Jones had called for the fair catch.
Well, I don't think I don't know if I knew that.
Strange situation, isn't it?
So because Cooper, go ahead.
Let's go over your hit exterior scoring drive recap. It won't take long, Justin. I promise. One play, 56 yards. Yeah, it was touchdown. What's his name? End zone Sloan.
End zone Sloan.
End zone
Sloan. Gunter.
Yeah, that's the Gunter.
Yeah, if someone calls a fair catch and another guy catches it, he cannot advance the ball.
So even though he was behind,
even though he couldn't see,
even though he couldn't see you, I didn't know it was like a flag like that though. But I did know that it was not allowed to advance the ball.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big 15-yarder too, because instead of having it at the 25, Howe's going to be backed up to their own 10. Big penalty right there. That's just unfortunate.
Was it a 15 or a 5-yarder?
Well, apparently it's a 15 because they would have had the ball at the 25.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right.
Here's a handoff to Rattler, trying to bounce it out to the right. Daniels into the game as an H-back, an extra blocker, but that didn't help. As now a late flag comes in. I think this is going to be maybe extracurricular on Gunter, late on Rattler. At least it appeared to be that way.
I believe it'll be on Gunter.
Yeah, they tackled Rattler and just kind of kept pushing, and I don't know if they threw him down or after the whistle was blown, continue to play through. And so Howe maybe will get those 15 yards back now.
Well, it appears that they will. Let's see. Yep, they're going to start marching that one. So it's like it never happened.
Yeah,
it never happened, guys. I never saw it. First down and 10 from the 25. Nothing happened there.
Canceled it out.
So here come the Dogs in all white, left to right. 2:07 on the clock as we wind down the third quarter. Bulldogs have now scored more than any other team has scored on Gunter this season.
That's impressive.
Haley needs one more touchdown pass for 50 for his career. Man in motion is Daniels from right to left. He comes back. Rattler squirts free for a moment, but not much there to the 27, 28, maybe a 3-yard gain. It's just been really difficult running-wise for Rattler since that first big pop.
How many yards does Rattler have now? I know he had like 89 at half.
He'll move to the left side of Haley here. Man in motion is Murphy. And Rattler's going to get the hand coming near side, trying to bounce it out. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage again. Another big play by Trey Walton. And also there was his partner Adam Reed to combine on the tackle as we hit the 1-minute mark here in the third. Howe went backwards there, perhaps a yard to the 27-yard line. Third down and 8 coming up.
Rattler's at 110 yards now, Justin.
Wow.
110?
110.
And 79 of that, 72.
Let's just say, though, I mean, realistically, who runs for 100 yards on Gunter's defense?
I don't think anyone has this year. So it's impressive, but a lot of it is just that one big
72
play.
yards came on one pop.
Hey, that's a minor detail.
Rolling out right is Haley looking downfield, pressure, and he has to throw it away. Right in his face was the All-State linebacker, Ashton Bennett, who was just breathing down his neck, and Haley had to get rid of it. It's 4th down and 8 in punt time. Haley shakes his head as he comes off the field, as he's been harassed a lot tonight.
I will say Ashton Bennett might be the best linebacker we've seen all year. Sideline to sideline.
Question. Yeah.
His speed is unreal.
Well, you know, this whole team has so much speed. You can look at a lot of players and say, hey, they're the best at what they do that we've seen this year.
What's impressive about this team, too, is here, I'll let you do the play here.
There's a high wobbly kick, end over end, going to be looked at. Now Jones is going to get that great bounce again. It chased Colin Peacock. That's not Peacock. That was that was Cannon Lindbergh. And he was trying to run away from the ball. The ball kept chasing him.
It bounced. He's like, okay, let me get away from it. The ball kept rolling.
He almost got hit. So Jones' punt's going to go down to the 25-yard line. A good punt by Jones puts Gunter back on the other side of the field. And for the first time in a while, 14 seconds on the clock.
What I'm saying about Gunter is what's impressive about them is they're good offensively, defensively, special teams. I mean, all three facets
They've
of the
got
game.
everything you want.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a weak spot on this team.
Yeah, they've got everything you want.
And there's no reason why they can't make a deep run. Another deep run.
Dodd comes onto the field and a new running back into the game. But this is going to be an outside run by Martin, and he's fast. He's got Matthew Hayes dragging him down at the 50, though. A great play by Matthews, as it looked like Martin was going to go to the house on the reverse.
Well, Hayes stayed right with him. Hayes didn't give up because I thought he was about to leave Hayes in the dust. Hayes kind of played him out of bounds or toward the sideline and pushed it, or bailed him. wrestle him out of bounds.
I thought that was a new back, but it's Hellman still in the game, and that's the end of the third quarter. We're heading to the fourth. Gunter on top, 47-21. We'll be back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
Welcome to the fourth quarter at Gunter, Texas, where the Tigers lead the Bulldogs 47-21. Been a great game. Howe's put up a good fight. There's one more stanza to go. Down by 26. Here is Dodd wanting to throw deep ball wide open over the middle, and the first play of the fourth quarter is going to be a touchdown to Mitchell Gage. 50 yards. And Gage snuck through the middle of the defense and caught it right down the middle, wide open.
Talk about a breakdown in coverage. There wasn't nobody within about 10 to 15 yards from Gage. And all he had to do was catch it. And here goes the swinging gate, and they're going to run right through for the two-point conversion, and but there's a flag.
So that would have made it 55-21, but let's check the flag here. So, two plays on the drive that went 75 yards. You know, if you're a Howe fan, what you want to see here is a stand in the fourth quarter. Don't get down, because it's been such a great game to this point. You don't want the scoreboard to reflect it being something else than what it has been. And now they'll try the PAT. What amounts to a 25-yard PAT after the penalty, and that doesn't matter to Tarpley, who could have made that one from about 45. And our new score, 54-21. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh, no. Let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick, go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
11:52 left to go in the game. Gunter just scored again, ending a two-play 75-yard drive on your Hit Exterior LLC scoring drive recap. It was a wide open Mitchell Gage who just kind of looped on, 50-yard bomb. And they up their score, up their lead on Howe. They are a very good football team, ranked number 1 in the state, and there's good reason for that. They are good. Tarpley to bang in the way, a Tech Wave kickoff. It's high, deep kick. Gonna go in the end zone. Nobody calls fair catch, they just watch it. One thing about Coach Lance Bryan is, you know, that when something happens like that, such as the situation that happened on the kickoff earlier where the fair catch was called and Murphy didn't know it, but you know they're gonna get coached up immediately after that.
Well, you know, I saw at the end of the third quarter, we saw Coach Bryan was right there, had the whole team together, and he was showing some intensity. He was coaching them up. He's definitely not letting up, even though they're down by 33 points.
Haley in the gun, sends a man in motion, which is Braden Ulmer. And Haley's gonna pitch it back to Cooper Jones. Looks like he wants to throw the football. He fires a dart. Almost picked off, looked like. He was intended for Ryan Huff, but Jones made no beans about it as he was rolling out looking to pass, which gave time for the defenders to cover up Huff.
Yeah, Huff was the only receiver over there, so that's who it was going to. And there were 3 blue jerseys over there near Huff, and one of them kind of covering Jones in case he decided to run it.
Rattler in the backfield with Haley. Murphy and Huff on the near side. Ulmer and Cooper Jones split out wide on the far side. Howe moving right to left into the teeth of the wind. A quick pass out to Ryan Huff, and he's going to gain about 6 or 7 yards up past the 30. Give him 6 yards to the 31. 11:32 on the clock. It's rolling.
Well, if and when the running game isn't there in the middle, these quick passes to the outside are kind of like runs. Get it out to your playmaker, see if they can do something in space.
You might be able to hear the wind hitting our mics as it's picked up a little bit. Still a good crowd. They were too deep on the fences here in Gunter early in the game. It's still pretty much that way. I don't think if anybody's left, it's very few. Big crowd over here. Haley throws right side. That's going to be caught by Murphy. First down at the 38-yard line. Again, one of our listeners said in the comments section early in the game, or not too long ago actually, that Howe just doesn't give up.
They really don't. They're still churning away, still throwing the ball, still trying to make this game respectable.
Ulmer in motion from right to left. Haley wants the ball. Now they look to the side. Have not been able to get the free play, and we mentioned that. You're not going to be able to get that against great teams.
Yeah.
Gunter knew, and they're about as good a coach team there is in the state of Texas. Swing pass near side. Ulmer surrounded by Tigers. He lowers his head and driven backwards. Minimal gain. He does get back to the line of scrimmage and picks up maybe 2 or 3 up to the 42-yard line. If you're a Howe fan, if you're from Howe, you live in the area, you know about the Fall Festival tomorrow night, one of the biggest gatherings of all Howe people. That'll happen tomorrow at the middle school, so there'll be a big crowd there if you like sausage on a stick. The Howe Athletic Booster Club will be selling that. Lots of fried food. It's like a miniature state fair. Here's a handoff to Rattler, right side, bounces it out, trying to find the corner, 45, spins out of a tackle near midfield at the 49, almost a first down run. And he may have it, and they do signal to move the chains at the 49-yard line. 7-yard run for Rattler, and Howe has it near midfield, and again, they don't quit. 9:34 on the clock.
Well, McGarbrandt kind of leading from the tackle spot, leading the lead blocker there for Rattler.
Howe looks near side for the play. 3 receivers on the near side. Haley drops straight back, bubble screen. Murphy makes the catch over the middle. Hammered down after a 3-yard gain, hit hard. And Malin Walker is slow to get up as he's kind of hobbling on his right foot. Whispers into the ear of Aiden Burris, says something. Now Walker's down.
He's going down.
That's not good.
It did not look good either. Was non-contact.
Oh, no. The ball is spotted at the 48 on the Gunter side of the field, and Walker's down. And I know the kind of young man that is. He must really be hurting to be down on the field.
You got Ricky Ake and Coach Bryan out there, and Coach Cater tending to him.
Pulling the right, looking at his right knee. You know, I hope I didn't give him the Walker curse with the knee injury.
Uh-oh.
It was my junior year where the ACL got popped out.
Oh, no.
But hopefully it's not that situation, as he's trying to walk on it, and now he's going to limp to the side. He runs, tries to run to the side.
Yeah, little trot.
Okay, all right.
Michael Riddle was on the sideline. I believe it was Riddle on the sidelines practicing snaps.
I tell you what.
It was Riddle.
I don't want to be that dad, but that is a tough kid. That 54 is a tough kid.
He is. He really is. Coach Simmons over there tapping his helmet, make sure he's okay.
He's getting the Trey talk right now, too. 8:51 on the clock here in quarter number 4. Howe trails 54-21. Handoff, Rattler, no. Haley pulls it out of the gut, throws, caught out of the sky by Cooper Jones for a first down at the 37-yard line. A great catch by Jones. The pass was just a little bit high, and Walker's going back out there. So much for that. That's a tough kid. I'm sorry. I am his dad. That's a tough kid.
Got a timeout. Cooper, look like Cooper Jones is down now.
Yeah, Cooper sat down on that one. He took a big hit there when he caught that ball.
Yeah, he had to go up for it. It was a great pass, maybe a little bit high if you're going to be judgmental, but not really because, I mean, gosh.
Not for Cooper. It can't be too high. I mean, he's catching everything.
Boy, Haley puts it right on them. I mean, can you imagine that, Austin Haley playing pin the tail on the donkey or something like that? He's probably just amazing at it, or darts. So Cooper Jones being tended to here. Howe trails 54-21 as some injuries are popping up. And, that's one thing. You can't have this going into Bells next week. You got to keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this point of the game is trying to keep this thing respectable, but also being free of injuries as you head into a game against another top 10 opponent in Bells.
And Jones will run off to the side with a little bitty gimp. Very similar to Walker a moment ago, but Walker back in the game. 8:39 on the clock. As Howe has a new set of downs at the Gunter 37-yard line. Haley looking for his 50th career passing touchdown. As Howe looking for the play. 2 receivers either side. Here we go. Rattler goes to the right side of Haley. Man in motion is Murphy. This is going to be Rattler, but whistles before we get underway.
Michael Riddle back at right tackle with the false start.
It looked like he was pulling across.
Yeah, he was pulling, trying to get a little head start.
I would try to get a head start, too, against these quick Gunter Tigers. They're all so quick. We were talking about the JV last night, and you look over there on the far side. You don't want to be too, you don't want to say this kind of rude, but hey, there ain't a fat kid anywhere in the Gunter Tiger football program. There are no fat kids.
I think they have a body fat rule.
You can't say heat sinking missile. You can't say fat nowadays.
Can't say body fat rule.
I've heard that. I heard it's 10%. You can't have more than that to play football there.
Man, well they have none. Here's a handoff up the middle. Rattler again, nothing doing there.
Now, the last Gunter district loss was to Howe back in 2015, correct?
That's correct. Jaden Matthews had 2 big runs that game.
Wow.
And Nick Wilson with the pick at the goal line late in the game to kind of seal it. The Soups kid. Big pick by Wilson. A great year that year. Had lots of interceptions.
How close to the game was that?
21-19.
Wow, that was good.
You talk about a very happy Zach Hudson after that game. Swing pass to Rattler, and he catches it right as he turns around, but he spins a little bit, but his feet come out from under him. And that's going to be a loss of 2 as Rattler couldn't gain his momentum going the other way. That'll back it up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that swing pass out there, we're right almost even with where Haley is and Rattler was when he threw that ball to Rattler. Rattler hadn't turned around yet almost. By the time he turned his head, the ball was right there at him.
Yeah, Rattler was definitely looking the other way when the ball was in the air, and he turned at the same moment it landed in his arms.
Mm-hmm.
3 receivers come near side, 6:35 left to go in the game. Haley wants to throw. Pressure, but now a great catch over the middle by Rattler. Good for about 10, but Howe still needed quite a bit. They needed 17, and that gets about 7 of it.
Good job by Haley to stay in the pocket, feeling some pressure, and then able to just kind of toss that almost like a dart, kind of really overhanded to Rattler. Good catch by Rattler.
Boy, he hung in the pocket, didn't he?
He did.
10th play of the drive for the Bulldogs into Gunter territory at the 37-yard line. We're under 6 minutes left to go in the game. Howe's going to have to hurry. There's 7 on the play clock. Rattler whispers something to Haley. Haley drops straight back. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, coming near side. On the move, heaves it out of bounds. And it'll now be 4th down and 10 for the Howe Bulldogs with 5:54 left to 5:53.
That was 4th down.
Oh, it was 4th down. I'm sorry.
Back the other way now.
Come on, Walker, get it.
We've had a wallet returned up here to the press.
So turnover on downs will give the Gunter Tigers the football with 5:43 left to go in the game. At this point, you just want to make sure they don't score again. Walker's coming off the field. Still a little bit of a limp with the right leg.
Well, it's probably a good idea to get him out of the game.
Be interested to see what the situation is with the right leg. Here's a screen pass from Overman, and going down the sidelines, a big gainer there on the catch to Dakota Lowry. Flag down.
Another flag.
2 flags.
It's going to be on.
Got one holding, and then what's the other one?
The official
Cane Bolt is who it's going to be on for Gunner.
The officials for tonight, a referee Paul Wood, the umpire Joshua Murphy, the head linesman is Pat Dallas, the line judge Brady Russell, the back judge Todd Cathcart, field judge Chad Burnett, and the side judge David Robbs. I thought they've done a pretty good job tonight. I think everybody's pretty happy with the officiating. It's not always the case. It's not the Commerce chapter, I don't think.
Yeah, Howe's always had some bad luck with the Commerce
Not a lot of
chapter.
people like the Commerce chapter. I don't know why. 5:36 left to go in the game. Gunner comes out in that pistol eye with Overman still in the game at quarterback, and he is gang tackled immediately as he hands off to the first man through. Is that Hellman still in the game? And it is. Hellman was, boy, he was sandwiched.
They sold out on the run. If it would have been a read option and quarterback would have kept it, it'd been around the end all the way.
Quick pass, and that's going to be caught and brought down after he sidesteps Tristan Williams. And on the reception is Lowry. A little gain up to the 30-yard line.
And they're still not going as quickly as before, but they're still going pretty fast.
Hellman and Overman still in the game. Overman rolls out left side. Looking down the field, he's going to tuck it now. Chased down by Braden Ulmer, and he's going to be finally brought down on the far side. That wasn't Ulmer, but I believe that might have been Austin Haley, or was it Tristan Williams? No, it was Haley.
It's Colton Little.
No, it's Colton Little.
Colton Bill Bates Little.
Bill Bates Little at the 35-yard line. Where's number 6? Do you think Lance Bryan, who wore number 6, maybe he thinks Colton Little reminds him maybe of himself, maybe a little bit?
Maybe, yeah.
Here's a punt by Gunter. Hellman nails it, and this one's going to roll all the way inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5, and they're going to kill it at the 1.
Wow.
You have to be kidding me.
Hellman
When it goes right, it goes right.
His 2 punts tonight are inside the 4 and the 1. That is crazy for a high school punter.
4:06 left to go in the game.
What a secret weapon for that. You know, you think about deep in the playoffs when you need to play field position.
The punting game is huge.
Yeah, that'll be a good secret weapon to have. Flip the field on somebody.
The only problem for them, they don't play anybody that's their caliber to the state semis.
Yeah.
When they face Canadian in their big rivalry game.
So Walker going back in on offense. And Howe's going to be way deep in their own end zone as far as Haley and Rattler.
They've been here before.
Walker will snap it from the 1. Haley handoff. Rattler right side. Get out, young man. I don't know if he got out. They're going to give him the 1. They're going to say he got to the 1, which is the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
3:56 and rolling. At this point, get out of here without any injuries. Run this thing down. It's been one heck of a game. If you're a Howe Bulldog fan, you got to be happy walking out of here. They got punched in the mouth, but they responded and they responded and they responded. And a matter of fact, as the Blizzard said during the halftime, Howe actually threw the first haymaker. Maybe the first 2 haymakers.
Yeah.
Handoff Rattler, and he fell down just outside of the end zone. and fell at the 1. And that will roll the clock still. The best thing about that is the clock rolls.
Yeah. He had an opening for a second, but almost tripped over maybe over someone's foot or his own feet.
The big crowd of Gunter has dissipated quite a bit.
This was their homecoming night, too.
And Howe's crowd has thinned out remarkably as well. 3 minutes left to go in the game, just under. Howe may call a timeout here. 7 on the play clock. Are they going to go ahead and snap it at 1? I think that's what they're going to do, letting it go down. Haley handoff, Rattler up the middle, trying to bounce it out. Back to the 1, maybe the 2. He might have got a yard. Not much doing there. 2:37 on the clock. It's going to roll. It's going to roll. Howe's going to have to punt this one out of the end zone. 4th down and 9. The punt team comes in.
But you got to think that this game, the way they played the first half, gives them confidence for next week against Bells.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Haley's going to have to punt this thing because Cooper Jones is out. But yeah, next week, you know, it's a totally different game with the Bells Panthers. When they're going to be run, and you got to change your defense. You can't run your base 3-4 defense. You've got to stack that line. Haley to punt it away, and it's a low line wobbly kick and a bounce at the 34. Going to be taken at the 40. Down the sideline is Colin Peacock to the 25-yard line, tackled by Tristan Williams.
Up to the 29-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
On the Howe side of the field, 1:48 left to go in the game. Flag is down.
Colton Little got blocked in the back on that play, on the punt.
So Walker coming back in. No, is he coming out on defense? No, they're going to send him out. Riddle's going to go back in.
Yeah, that slot T offense is always a different beat, a different beast.
It is.
The slot T has 82 points so far tonight against Blue Ridge.
82?
What?
It's 82 to 32 right now.
Over Blue Ridge, right?
Yeah, with 3 minutes left in the fourth
82
quarter.
to 32.
Yep. They had a 72 a while ago, and it's now been updated to 82.
So they got a kicker, too.
I guess.
What's the Leonard Lonoke? Have we seen that?
Leonard is now ahead 34 to 21 over Lonoke.
Okay. All right.
Toy with them for a little bit.
Ball at the 42-yard line now is where Gunter will start. This is a flip, and very quickly going the other way down the sidelines is a Gunter running back or slot receiver on the jet sweep, which is Hayden Ripamani, and he is initially brought down, I thought, by Stevens, but he broke that tackle and broke several tackles. But it's finally going to be brought down, I think, after a 10-yard gain and a first down run. But I'm telling you what, that young man can run. You talk about quarter relay type of kid. Wow.
Yeah, got around that corner and didn't go down with the first hit, too. Kept pushing. I don't think he got the first down. I think it's still
okay, they'll say spot him at the 36. Overman throwing the football on the far side. That's going to be caught. And down at the 33-yard line goes Jace Martin. Not enough for a first, but close to it.
Remember the last slot T offense we saw was at AT&T Stadium.
Turnaround, that's right. And the ball's on the turf as Overman had to get away from him a little bit. But he's able to recover his own fumble. That'll be a back up to the 39-yard line, a 6-yard loss. 34 seconds on the clock.
They don't have to snap it again.
Yeah, they're right there together. I mean, don't have to snap it, but they're going to. And they'll probably hammer it deep, no? It's going to turn around, hand off, and making his way down the sideline, trying to find one last score, and hit hard and down inside the 20 is Jace Martin. 9 seconds on the clock. Are they going to try to keep going? 6, 5, they're going to try to snap it again.
Wow.
3, 2, 1. Overman, as the whistle blows, hands off left side and down right there at the 12-yard line goes the ball carrier. And Gunter is going to win 54-21. The number 1 team in the state does what they do. They wore down the Howe Bulldogs, but they took a couple of haymakers right in the first part of this game. First quarter, second quarter. Howe scored more points on Gunter tonight than anybody so far this season. You got to be proud of the Bulldogs if you're a Howe fan, as they really did a great job standing up to this football team, which you knew was great. They really had, most people understood there was not a chance to win this football game, but you wanted to make a statement that, hey, this isn't an 0-10 team anymore.
I must say.
This is a team that's going to fight and claw, and, this is a 5-2 team now, and looking for a big showdown next week with Bells. And Bells, 82 points. Whew. Boy, they made a statement as well.
Yeah, nobody ever gave Howe a chance. The only people that thought that Howe could win was the Howe Bulldogs, the players, the coaches. And they came in there and punched him in the mouth and had something there in that first quarter. Second quarter, things started to kind of fall apart at the seams, and then it fell apart later. But the Bulldogs hung in there for about a quarter and a half. And again, I think that gives them confidence next week against another top 10 ranked Bells team.
I think you got to be happy. I think that's got to be a proud football team down there. It's got to be a proud football coach down there.
Yeah. No loss is good. No loss feels great. But I mean, this is something to build on.
We'll see if I can get an interview with Coach Bryan down there.
Right. Do we want to go ahead and go to the? Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with the Bullard with the Texas Land and Realty Team Postgame Show.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team Post-Game Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
All right, welcome back here at Tiger Stadium here in Gunter, Texas, at Gunter High School. Here at the Texoma, is it Texoma Land and Realty? Let me get the right one here. Texoma Land and Home Team Post-Game Show. I'm Justin White. We've got Jake Roberts over here cutting highlights. Got Blake the Blizzard Burnett getting stats ready. You got Monty Walker on the sidelines, going to be getting hopefully an interview with Coach Bryan. Final score 54-21. Gunter defeats the Howe Bulldogs. Howe will go to 5-2 on the season and 1-1 in district. Gunter will go to 7-0 in overall and 2-0 in district. I tell you, the first quarter and a half we talked about earlier, the Bulldogs' first play of the game, Antoine Rattler goes about 72 yards up the gut, gets down to the 1 yard line. 2 plays later, the Bulldogs punch it in, and they got something cooking. And then Gunter marches the ball down the field, gets down inside the 5 yard line. The Bulldogs defense bends but does not break, and able to get a 4th down conversion, stop them on 4th down, get the ball back deep in their own territory, and then throw an interception a couple of plays later, kind of take the wind out of the sails of the Bulldogs. But they continue to answer back, continue to fight.
You guys got me?
Oh, you there?
You guys got me?
Go ahead. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead.
Hey, down here with Coach Brian. Coach, that's a good football team over there, but y'all punched them in the mouth early.
You know, we did a lot of good things, and, they're ranked number 1 for a reason. They're a good team, and I know a lot of people counted us out, and we were hanging with them for a long time, got away from them at the end, but, we did a lot of good things, and I think we proved that we can play with the good ones.
72 yards by Rattler early in the game. How pumped were you at that point?
And he's an explosive player. He's capable of doing that all the time. He almost got free a few other times. He's a guy we're going to give him the ball. Like we're not hiding anything. Everybody knows by now it's week 7. Everybody knows who our playmakers are, and he's one of them. And so that's not going to stop. So we're going to make people start to stop him.
So you've scored more points tonight than any team has scored on Gunter this year. I think the pundits have to say Howe is for real.
I think so. We've been proving people wrong all year, I feel like. And, tonight was the same thing. We played well. I mean, the score got away at the end, and I realized that. But I think if you watch the game, you'd see, we were in it for a long time, and we did a lot of good stuff. And, we're still getting better. We got 5 sophomores, and we got a bunch of young guys around, juniors. And so, our guys are going to keep getting better every week, and that's all we can ask.
Bell scored 82 points tonight on Blue Ridge. When do you start thinking about them?
We'll start worrying about them tomorrow. We'll get this game, We'll watch this game and figure this one out and see what we can do better, and then we'll start worrying about them.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck to you.
All right, that's Monty Walker there with Coach Brian. Again, no win, no loss ever feels good, but you got to feel good that you'll be able to hang out with a team like Gunter for at least a half, maybe 2.5 quarters. You got to feel good a little bit there, Blake. Is it on? Are we not on? Jake, help me out here. I'm trying to get Blake's mic working. Here, take the headphones here. All right, we got Blake and Melissa Burnett.
We there?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Howe played as good as Howe could play. I think the film will show that. Howe will be okay with the film. There's a lot of things to build on here. There's a lot of things to take away to get better at in this game. But you don't get better by playing weaker teams. You get better by playing better teams. You learn more from losses than you do from wins. Howe will be better because of this game tonight, later on down the road. They came out, punched Gunter in the mouth, gave Gunter everything that Gunter wanted. Gunter wanted no part of that beginning of that game. Gunter just prevailed because they are a machine. They build their kids in labs, whatever it may be. But this was good for Howe. And everyone's like, a loss is not good. Sometimes a loss, you can build more from that than you can a blowout victory.
Well, and they didn't lay down at the end. I mean,
no, they fought hard.
They fought hard until the very end.
They fought hard until the very last whistle. And I respect Gunter for playing the game correctly and playing till the very last whistle. Some teams are like, no, you knee down. No, you play the game to win the game.
Let me go over some quick scores around the area, and then we're going to do stats here in just a second. Leonard is leading Lone Oak 41-21. Whitewright is defeated Tom Bean 40-6. Honey Grove, I tell you what, Honey Grove would be a tough matchup now for the Bulldogs. They're playing them. They played in that first game of the season. Were able to squeak out a win. They defeat Quinlan Bowles 57-8. Anna state-ranked up on Kaufman, who's state-ranked 35-21. That's in the fourth. And 35-21. And I assume it's the final. I hope this is not an incorrect score. Pottsboro defeats Winsboro 36-35.
That is an interesting score to me. I mean, I'm not
assuming
saying
it's accurate. Assuming it's accurate.
I'm not saying that could not be the case. Pottsboro, they build their kids differently too. We know, we've played them forever. But Winsboro, I've watched them play 2 weeks ago, and that looked like a very, very good football team. And I know Pottsboro's good. I've seen them year after year. I think Hayden Flanagan's their quarterback this year. So we still know some kids over there in the Pottsboro area.
Valley View defeats SNS 32-14. Tioga defeats Albert 35-14. Callisburg wins over City View of Wichita Falls 34-21. And Melissa up on Denison in the fourth quarter by 3, 47-44 in a shootout.
Really? I think Melissa was a 20-point favorite going into that game.
Let's do stats real quick, and then we'll take a break and come back, and hopefully Monty will be back for highlights. So let's do stats.
So 54-21 was your final here tonight, with Gunter beating the Howe Bulldogs. Gunter, the #1 ranked team in the state, for a reason. Give credit to Howe tonight for giving Gunter everything they could handle, being the first team to score over 20 points on them this year. But we'll jump into stats now for Howe. Austin Haley, QB1, 16 of 29 passing, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Cooper Jones was 1 of 2 passing for 45 yards tonight. Antoine Radler, 20 carries, 118 yards. Austin Haley, 6 carries for 17 yards. All those carries came in the first half. No carries for Austin in the second half. Cooper Jones, 1 carry, 1 yard, and a touchdown in the Wild Dog package. Cooper also had 5 catches for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Huff, 4 catches for 28 yards. Braden Ulmer, 2 catches for 5 yards. Colin Murphy, 3 catches for 22 yards. Antoine Radler caught 2 passes for 18 yards. And Austin Haley caught 1 pass for 45 yards. That's the Bulldogs' stats on offense tonight. On defense, they were led by Matt Hayes, Bryce Crosby, Bo Stevens, and Austin Haley, all with 9 tackles. Garen Lankford and Braden Ulmer with 7. Carson Daniels, 4. Cooper Jones, 4. Tristan Williams, 4. Colton Little, 1. Michael Riddle, 3. And Malin Walker, 5 tackles. Austin Haley also had 2 pass breakups on defense for Howe. We'll jump to Gunter on offense first. Walker Overman was 7 of 12 passing for 116 yards. Luke Dodd was 2 of 3 for 58 yards and a touchdown. Ivy Hellman, running the ball, had 15 carries for 73 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ethan Sloan, 13 carries for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. Walker Overman, 10 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. Jace Martin, 3 carries for 47 yards. He also added an 80-yard kickoff return. Luke Dodd, 1 carry for 7 yards. Cannon Lindbergh, 5 catches for 57 yards. Mitchell Gage, 1 catch for 50 yards. Kane Bolt, 1 catch for 15. Adam Reed, 2 catches for 7 yards. On defense, the Gunter Tigers were led by Ashton Bennett with 8 tackles. Trey Walton was 7. Cannon Lindbergh was 6. Brooks Brigg Bell with 3. Zach Boland, 2. Adam Reed, 3. Colin Peacock, 2. Mason Peacock, 3. Colin Peacock also had an interception tonight for the Gunter Tigers. That's all we got on the stats tonight, but honestly, all in all, it was a great game. The Bulldogs will learn a lot from this game. Gunter's a machine that keeps on rolling, though.
You guys want to do highlights now, Monty?
Yeah. I was waiting on the mute button. Yeah. Hey, you ready for this, Jake Roberts? We'll give you a second to get ready. As Hal will recap the whole thing for you. Here you go. Everything here in about the next 4 minutes. I did find out Malin Walker, little hyperextended knee. He ran into somebody and it went backwards a little bit. So I think he's going to be fine. They're all in good spirits. They know they played a heck of a game. They know they threw some haymakers. And they just learned that Bell scored 82 points, though. And that opened their eyes a lot. Malin Walker said, well, I guess we'll score 100. So we'll recap this thing. And Howe started with the football to start the game as at their own 25-yard line. They drove 4 plays before scoring. It was a 72-yard run by Antoine Rattler that really was the first haymaker by Howe in this football game. And 3 plays later, it was Cooper Jones who scored from the 1-yard line. So, yeah, I guess that was Cooper Jones. That ended a 4-play, 75-yard drive. It gave Howe a 7-0 lead with 10:36 left to go. And Texoma was going, whoa, Howe's in the lead. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gunter got the football. And guess what? Howe turned him over on downs after a 14-play drive and got the football back at their own 2-yard line, though, and that cost an interception. It's Colin Peacock who returned it to the 1, and 1 yard later it was end zone Sloan? Is that what they call it? That tied the game at 7 with 5:02 left to go in the first quarter. Howe took it at their own 25. They drove it all the way into the second quarter. A huge drive for Howe with over 7 minutes off the clock, or just about. 13 plays, 75 yards, and it was a beautiful pass from Haley to Jones. From 8 yards, Haley threw his 48th touchdown pass of his career, and that gave Howe a 14-7 lead at the 10:50 mark in the second quarter. But don't kick it to Jace Martin. And he took it 80 yards to tie the game moments after Howe took the lead. 14-14, 10:38 left to go in the second. Howe got the ball back, and they started getting in trouble. They had to punt it away, but Cooper Jones punted it standing at his own 5-yard line, got a 30-yard bounce, and sent Gunter all the way back to the 13-yard line. They're 13. But that just means they had to go 87 yards, and it took them 10 plays to do it, ending on a 5-yard touchdown by a Walker Overman. That made it 21-14 at the 7-11 mark, and Gunter took the first lead of the night. Howe with a tremendous start to this football game. But they started having to punt because Gunter defense is the great blue wall, and that's what they are. Gunter also punted, and also Howe had to punt later. Gunter had it at the 20-yard line after the punt because they backed up Howe, and it was a 2-yard touchdown by Hellman. And that's not Hellman, so we didn't have that touchdown call. We move on into the second half as it was 28-14 with Gunter in the lead at the half. Moving on into the third quarter, Gunter started with the football. From their own 44-yard line, they took 10 plays to go 56 yards, and they scored on a 3-yard touchdown by Hellman. So 34-14 with 9:24 left to go in the first. Howe gets the ball at their own 25-yard line. They drive 8 plays and 75 yards, and another great pass from Haley to Cooper Jones. That was Haley's 49th career touchdown pass, made it 34-21. Gunter in the lead, 6:42 left to go in the third. Gunter got it at their own 48-yard line, drove 52 yards on 7 plays. It was a 15-yard touchdown by Hellman. Howe then was forced to punt, gave it back to Gunter at the 44-yard line, and guess what? It only took one play, 56 yards, end zone Sloan. That made it 47-21, 2:29 left to go in the third. Howe was forced to punt. Gunter took it at their own 25-yard line, moved on into the fourth quarter. On the very first play of the fourth, it was a 50-yard touchdown strike from Luke Dodd to Mitchell Gage. Two plays, 75 yards, gave us our final score. 54-21 at the 11:52 mark in the fourth quarter. Gunter wins tonight, number 1, beats number 39. Is number 39 going to stay 39, or do they move up a little bit after this game?
I don't know. I think. Go ahead, Blake.
Uh-oh. Mute. What do we got? Is it a dead battery? We might try this one. This one's going low, but let's see this one.
Is this kind of like, when Texas lost Alabama, they actually got into the top, they actually moved up?
Yeah, but that game was a 1-point game.
Let's not talk about Texas, okay?
Oh, yeah, Monty's a little hurt over last Saturday, okay.
Yeah.
But I think Howe should just stay at 39. They didn't come in and get blown out. They were in the game. Like, the score doesn't show that, I understand that. But if you were here and when people watch the film, they will understand that Howe could have – I think that interception –
That was huge.
That was huge. And without
the
that –
kick return.
The kick return. Who knows what happens tonight. Howe should keep their ranking at 39, no questions.
Yeah, this is what I like about this game for Howe is that they were punched in the mouth and they responded, and they kept responding. And actually, they divvied out some punches themselves and a couple of haymakers early in the game. And I think there for a moment, Gunter was shocked a little bit. And word in the restroom and in the burger line at halftime was, "Whoa, we weren't expecting this."
Yeah, this is not the same 0-10 team. The last 2 years of 0-10 team
I think
that you've heard about.
I think at some point you have to start giving Howe credit. And I don't know if you were able to hear Coach Bryan or not on that interview.
Yes, we did.
But I think at some point you've got to stop the talk of, hey, Howe is just Howe.
Yeah.
And they didn't win a game for 2 years. And, boy, those days feel like a long time ago.
What do you say? You can't hide from anybody anymore. I mean, everybody is what they are,
Yeah.
I think tonight will help Howe more down the road than any other game this season because there's so much that you showed to grow from. And just because you lost the game, you can learn from those mistakes more than if you would have blown out a SNS or Tom Bean. You learn more in a game like this.
I agree. Jake Roberts, any final thoughts from you?
I was super impressed with Howe overall. I think coming into this, like y'all have said, no one expected Howe to be able to win. And I think the fact that they were able to move the ball consistently, even in the fourth quarter, they showed a lot of fight, a lot of grit, and they didn't stop. And that's one of the big things that you can take away from this. And they've played all these teams the past 2 years. And I think they came here, they were like, well, we've played teams like this before, so let's give it our all, let's go 100%, and we'll see what we can do.
I think also one of the most important things tonight was Jake Roberts' cell phone. Oh, we got here and there's no Verizon.
Is that the secret weapon?
Maybe so.
The MVP is the.
We have the Verizon MiFi and Jetpack and all that stuff. It's never failed us anywhere we go.
And we've been in some rural places.
Well,
too.
we have. We've been over here. Hey, Haley at the buzzer, right over here.
Yeah,
Haley at the buzzer. We've been in Mount Vernon, Texas, up in the bees, and it worked.
Well, there were some bees up here. Apparently, the better the football team, the more bees you get in the press box.
Maybe.
Yeah, we had to kill a few before coming up here today.
Be a thing.
Yeah. So hey, it's been a great time tonight. I think it's an important game for them. They got out of here, I think, somewhat injury-free. I don't think there's some major injuries in this thing. And they made a statement, tonight, especially early, and they hung in there and they kept fighting. And this team is different. This team is very different.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed with the fact that this is a fighting team. They used to call them the old Fighting Bulldogs. Well, I think the Fighting Bulldogs are back. So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Jake Roberts, Justin White, Blake Burnett, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Bullard Construction. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Don's Smokehouse, Goodfellas Barbershop.
Turn out the lights.
All
The party's over. They say that all